Out. But let me just reverse a bit and say good morning to the listeners of Vibes. Welcome to the program.
If I stay within my setting as a public officer, as the public relations officer, and I stay just within the office space and do not go out to the public, how will we understand what is happening on the ground?
Still delivering.
We've done a lot, not just in terms of the general infrastructure, but homes, support to farmers, support to fishermen, etc. And as time goes by, more support will be given to Caribou and Timaki.
It's Speak Out Unfiltered. Built back, even better to last.
Let us all strive to build a better country by putting aside our petty grievances and move forward with dignity, being proud of working hard and working together.
Anything that we're doing now, it's futuristic thinking. It's not for the now.
Education is the key in a country's development. That's it. If its people are not developed,
You don't go that far, no? Just remember, knowledge is power. When you know, you know.
that's it.
It's Speak Out Unfiltered. We have to have you on Vibes 101.3 and 106.3 FM every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do you feel the vibes? Go in. Go in.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and not the views of this radio station.
And it's just about time for me to say good morning to you again right here on Vibes FM. Welcome to the program Speak Out Unfiltered for today. And we are looking at the 16th day of April. Good morning, good morning, good morning to the listeners in Pitimatne. Good morning to the listeners in Carriacou. And also listeners inside of Grenada. Good morning to you. Listeners in the Grenadines, starting from Bakeway, St. Vincent Bakeway, Myro, Canawan, Union Island, all those in between outlets. Good morning to you. Our listeners on Facebook, we want to welcome you as well. Those of you on YouTube, good morning. And let you know that Vibes FM, the program is just about ready starting for today. And to remind you as well that it's interactive. You can always call us when we open up the telephone lines at 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914. 458-1914. Those are the numbers you're going to call when we open up the lines for you to do so. And whatever is happening in your community, whatever you want to speak about from time to time, you can join us in the topics, or maybe you have something you want to speak about. You can also bring it up on the program, and we'll be happy to entertain you. Well, without further delay, let me go right over to the co-host of the show, and I'll say good morning to you, Koi. Koi, you're kind of serious this morning. What happened?
I am not going to smile today. I promised myself not to smile.
You didn't walk with a smile?
No. When I left, after I left home, and we down in the bottom of the road, I said, "Oh Lord, I forgot my smile," but I couldn't go back up. I kept on coming, so I'm here.
Okay, all right. I'm glad to know that you're here.
Yeah, I'm here, and as I realized I did not walk with my smile, I said, however, I won't let these circumstances deter me from being kind and being supportive and being, to people and so on and so forth. So I despite the fact that I don't walk with my smile, if you see me in the road today and you see another smile, no, I did not walk with it today. So, but I'm here and I'm willing to have a conversation.
All right, okay. And in this, those of you on Facebook would notice too, that we have a guest already in seated position, and Mr. Wallace McLeod. Good morning to you, Mr. McLeod. Good morning. What's up?
Morning to you, Kidiki here. Morning to you, Mr. Coy. And morning to the listeners on the various platforms, wherever you are.
Yeah, it's good to have you in our studio, and we know from time to time when we ask you to come in and you decide to come to our request, there are things that you want to speak about, because a lot of it is happening right now in our island. I'm so proud of it, and we are, in this kind of mood right now where you can feel that things are happening and we're excited about it too.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. Last time I was here, I think myself and one of my colleagues was here, but here by myself today. The thing is, we're at such a busy period in what we're doing here. So I would love to sit here with you guys for a couple hours, but time doesn't allow me to be able to
in the interest of time.
In the interest of time. I'll spend a bit with you, and then we'll see how it.
Well, we want to know because the last time you gave a year, you spoke about what's been happening, especially as it pertains to the assistance programs that the government is giving the locals. And I know that is ongoing, and I've been getting a buzz as well too. That is going pretty fast too. So
yes.
Give us an update.
Okay, so I mean, just to say that the program is referred to as the burial build back program. So under that is not just you have like homes that is being constructed, you have material support being given to individuals, and in some cases you also have labor support given to individuals. Also under that here is part of the work that the social development department does. Some of that also falls under the burial build back program that we're doing. But I'm mainly here to speak about the build back aspect that we're doing in terms of the actual building of homes. I'm not sure how many I may have said last time. I probably could have asked Coy to remember, like what the teacher does. Remember what we did in class yesterday and score you. But I think at the moment we're looking at upwards of 25 homes being constructed. In some cases, we have a few line up to be started, or we've awarded the contractor or spoke to the contractors in terms of having them started. So you can say probably another 7 or so with the intention of being started. And out of that 25 or so homes or upwards of 25 homes, we're about in some cases 90% completed in a few of them. Just to remind people here that one of the things we spoke about last time that we were here was the fact that we were having challenges in terms of materials. I think we spoke extensively in terms of the materials we would have barged in, and supplying to the not just the building work for the homes and stuff like that, but also a lot of the road works and the government projects that's happening. A lot of the materials are going towards that. But also there are also challenges for blocks. So sometimes you have challenges for blocks, sometimes cement. Well, if you know, I don't know if you noticed yesterday, I think Paddy's and Hubbard's and Lyco, a few days ago, they just got another shipment of
cement.
Of cement. So it just shows you the volume of work that's actually taking place, or the activities taking place. And it's not just the government project that's taking place. There's a lot of personal or businesses building or repairing or whatever the case may be. Even things like windows for some of the homes. So as an example, some of the homes are still waiting on let's say windows to finally say, well, listen, we're in a position where we can tell you for a fact, you know what, by the end of the week or 2 weeks time, or another week and a half, you'll have this home finished. So so I just want to talk about this, as I talk about this, or re-emphasize those challenges that that we have. So that's just some of the things.
I heard you said, Wallace, that did you say 25 homes
as we speak?
As we speak,
upwards. I said upwards.
Upwards. Okay, right. What are some of the, last time you were here, you spoke about the challenges of material per se, but do we still have the challenge of material now? And if you do still have it, I mean, although I heard you just mentioned a while ago that some came in, but why is it that you have the challenge in the first place? When I say you, I mean the ministries and organizers and so on. Why is it you still have it? And I've not seen aren't you planning ahead? Like, you know that you, of course, as you said, you have 25 ongoing now. What happens? I mean, do you monitor to see at least in the next 6 weeks or so, for example, you will need more? I mean, the planning aspect of things. I mean, why am I asking that you have all these challenges still?
So what to answer you, I would say some of the planning you're talking about is not up to us. So if you think of the planning we did here, we have a volume of material sat down at the where we have them the gravel and the like.
Yeah.
So in essence, we've planned for that. Hence the reason why we were able to barge them in. We tried barging in the bricks and the white sand. Yeah. But again, it's supply and demand.
Okay.
You may want something. Yeah. But if there is 10 other people that wants the same thing, somehow you have to, in some cases, try and share it. And depends where you're getting it from. Yeah. It may not be as quickly as you're utilizing it. I think that the thing that we need to commend is the fact that we have upwards of 25 houses currently being built. And in addition, remember the private sector, there's a lot of work taking place within the
private sector.
Within the private sector.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's not just the homes that are being built or repaired here. You also have a lot of road projects and other bits taking place. So the demand, there's a very, very high demand, which is a good thing for the country. There's a lot of activity, there's a lot of building activity taking place in the country, which again is very, very, very good.
Well, as you mentioned, that we just got a shipment of cement,
Yeah.
and that has been a little bit on the shortage side for a little while, which could hold up projects, and then whenever it comes in now, not say that the government is going to get everything. The private sector is a big factor.
Yes.
So they jump into as well, been waiting, and going to get a share just like anything else.
Yeah.
So,
because I think the other challenge, I think, to try and maybe answer your question against Koya is, if you remember, we would have had another supplier years ago in terms of the bullens. They're not around anymore to supply materials, and then depending on the storage that the current companies have, they may not be able to hold enough stock here, so that because they may not have the land space. As an example, they may be restricted in terms of what they can actually store. But listen, I love the direction the conversation is going. Beautiful.
Yeah.
But I'm more here to discuss, as I said, what's happening with Build Back.
Yeah.
And just give some information in terms of people's expectations and where we are, and just to clarify certain things. So if you might keep just allow me to just
yes, go right ahead. Yeah.
Thing. So I just want to remind people that what the government has agreed to build for individuals, or the size of the property, is a 27 by 22 feet property, which comprises of 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, kitchen, ensuite, living room, and a veranda. And the veranda sort of tucks inside the that building. So you're looking at that like a rectangle.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have your access to the property. So that is what the government agrees to do for all homeowners. I think one of the reasons I'm saying this, and I want to emphasize it here, it's a 27 by 22 that the government plans to think. One of the things that we have here, and sometimes people may not be aware of it, is like, let's say in your case, Mr. Coy, your house might have been currently a 42 by 30 size house, and you would love to have back the size of your house because you feel comfortable in that sort of size property. So what the government would do is give you the value of the 27 by 22 property here, and then you, with the contractor here, agree to pay the additional cost and materials to get you back to your size that you want. So you may see someone with a bigger property here, and you may think, well, if the government is giving 27 by 22, why is this man over there? Why does he have a 42 by 38 property or something of the like here? And one of the reasons I want to say that is because I think in a lot of cases we need to mind our own businesses. And there's I think in your establishment, Kim, there must be some level of confidentiality. So if myself and my good friend Luther decided that we wanted to have a room for whatever we wanted to have a room here. We don't expect our information to go out on the street to say that we've been to whatever apartment, thing like that.
Yeah,
and I think
right.
hence the reason I say you need to mind your business. There is a level of confidentiality that as workers, you're working in an establishment, you need to be able to exercise that. Because it's not, well, one is not a business, but you're breaching confidentiality.
Yeah.
You can lose your job here for going and saying things
outside the box,
outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I quite understand what you're trying to say there, you know. But we'll let Koi before you go further, you know. But as you mentioned it, when you mentioned the size of the house, like 27 by 22, you know, and somebody might have a 40 by 30, you know, and then they want it. What they would do, they would sit down with the contractor or
yes,
with,
not us, because we don't want.
You're not involved in that
no.
part. Yeah.
What we involve is 27 by 22, and the value of what we paid the contractor and the materials. That is what we're
right. So anything outside of that then is the responsibility of the person to request, you know, to finance the rest of the.
So you know, normally how I said, I don't even want to know. What to discuss
right, okay, that's a private.
None of my business.
I know your business. Mind your business.
mind your business.
Yeah.
27 by
22
feet. Yeah. Does that include material and labor?
Yes.
Okay. So if one wants to go beyond that,
it's up to them.
Yeah.
Hold.
Okay. Yes, you go beyond on that. You will do the cost of the construction with 27 by 22. You will let's say give to the owner.
Well, yes, to the contractor, yes.
To the contractor.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And that includes what in just the initial structure. Does it include plumbing, electricity, and everything?
Very good observation.
Yeah. Okay. So
I know you've been listening. I know you've been listening to me for a long time.
Well, yes, you're a good man to listen to. I learn from you.
Tell us what it is.
So the homeowners. So then that brings us on to the homeowners' responsibility. So what I want to start with here is, and I use Koi's analogy here because again I want to speak about something that again may look a bit confusing or may be misunderstood here.
Yeah.
So I said, what size did I say? Was it a
30
30
by 40. 40 by 30.
Whatever.
Okay. But it's beyond what
22.
Yeah, it's beyond the 27 by 22. So when we come with the contractor here, it might be a case where your property was built back before Janet.
Before Janet?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So your foundations would not be ideal for what you're doing now.
May not be.
Okay. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah? May not be, yeah? Okay. So the responsibility of yours here is to clear all that debris from and ready for the contractor when the contractor comes in to dig thing. So the contractor would get the foundation dug here. But in terms of the preparation of the site here, that's your responsibility.
Okay.
Be also here, your responsibility also comes in for the electrical bits. So the wiring and conduits, you can have it in the wall if you want to. If you choose, again, that's between you and the contractor.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Let me finish and then we could.
Sorry,
go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
So your conduits and the like, again, as I said, your fixtures and fittings, that's for you to buy. The government will pay for the labor.
Okay.
Likewise, the plumbing here, what the government will supply is your water pump and a toilet.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, you as the homeowner provides the materials for the plumbing. The painting of the building, the government is going to paint the outside of the building, and we're going to prime the ceiling of the building.
Okay.
It is your responsibility to do your tiling and your fancy whatever else that you want to do within the property. So that's the gist of it. But one of the reasons why I wanted to stress the homeowner's responsibility in terms of clearing the foundation here. In some cases, a contractor might try to work with the homeowner, because the homeowner may not be in a position where they can afford. So the contractor may work with them and say, well, okay, because you have an existing foundation here, it may not be pre-55 here, but it might be the notice.
Yeah.
It might be quite recent, because in some cases you have houses that were built in the last couple of years here, and well, prior to burial here, and they were also knocked down here. So it might be a case where they can use bits from there here and then work accordingly. There are also cases here where somebody's house might have been totally blown off the original decking, and hence again the arrangement would then be with the contractor to take the house from where it is here up towards completion in that regard. The other thing about it that we should also note here, and you know that there's people that may have gotten or have materials. Sorry, let me just rephrase my word. People may have materials. So our suggestion is, for the crying out loud kind of thing, if you have materials, allow the contractor to use the material, because at the end of the day, it's your property. And which brings me on to a beautiful word, Luther, equity. Who does the equity belong to? I think, Luther, you need to tell us what the equity is.
Well, since you're an expert in explaining it, you just go right ahead.
Why are you doing me that, Luther? Equity.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't realize, the equity is theirs, it belongs to them.
No, okay, I think we will pass it on to you to tell us the equity.
No, because it's accumulation of your assets, and over time now your value of your property increases.
Give us numbers, Kim, because sometimes when we don't say no, let's just assume. Let's assume,
yeah.
Go on, Luther.
No. Let me just take this for instance. For instance, if I have my building, and it cost me $1 million, like maybe 10 years ago, and with the rising costs now and everything like that, and I keep the building in good condition, it may on the market now might sell for $3 million, and so which means now I have about $2 million equity, or even though I didn't, suppose I'm still owing $1 million on the original property, I still have $2 million in equy.
Right. But what it then allows you also to do is to borrow on that $3 million.
Oh, definitely.
That you have. But the more importantly, Kim, why I mentioned equity here with a lot of these properties, remember, the government is taking you from a shell to a final build here, which you would have, as I say, your contribution would be, it's just a fraction of what the value is. Right. So that value on top that you didn't put for, that's free equity in a sense, or the equity that the government has given you, which gives you more value here. Well, so if you wanted to go to the bank as an example
to borrow after,
quite easily, because you've got to finish. You've got to finish. You got loads of equity tied up. You got loads of equity tied up in that property.
So in other words, now when the project is complete, or maybe almost completion, whatever, the homeowner has an advantage now, maybe to look at that now and be able to source some funds,
easily
from a lending institution,
easily
to do whatever they want to do. If they don't want to, for whatever purpose to,
easily,
which is good.
Yeah.
So which means now it's a plus from the government giving you that sum in the beginning that raises the equity.
It's a double plus.
It's a double plus. Okay. I like that. I like that.
I don't know that it's easy, because it depends on your income.
Well, that's another story.
If your income does not sustain the loan from the bank, based on equity.
It's a combination. Yeah, it is a combination.
Yeah,
of things,
but it gives you that option.
Yeah, it does. It does
give you that option in the case that you might need. Then you'll be able to sow some funds. Yes.
Yeah, but I think one of the things Luther missed out on here is not just the government that borrows.
No, not the government.
So Kim may not need to see employment. Kim would just say, well, listen. Well, sorry, Kim, I keep picking on you. I keep picking on you.
No problem, yeah, that's fine.
Kim may have an arrangement where he gets someone to sign a thing and agree that he can borrow on. It happens. Right. It happens all the time.
In business, it happens all the time. It happens. You may have a friend who works.
Yeah. So you may not need to be working, but on the premise that something is going to work out, or whatever agreement that
sometimes you have in kind.
Okay.
No, let me ask.
Hold on. In the interest of time, because it's very limited, I just wanted to continue with what you're saying before we start, popping in here and there.
Was generally those are some of the things that I wanted to cover. But as I said, Kim, we're committed to come in ever so often and update listenership and people out there in terms of what we're doing and what we're trying to achieve. So again, as I said, I wanted to talk about equity, which we did, in terms of what the government is providing in terms of the size of the property and the obligations of the homeowner. I wanted to cover thing. I mean, again, the homeowner's responsibility, especially with clearing the site and understanding that if you wanted something bigger than what the government is offering, then that's an arrangement between yourself and the contractor.
Let me ask you quickly before Luther, hold it thought for just 1 second, because you mentioned the house is 27 by 22. Now, you didn't mention the type of buildings that they're offering. Is it all wall, wood, or whatever?
So if you remember, I said that the Build Back Better program here encompasses
different components.
Different components.
Yes.
So yes, it could be a wooden house, but if you're doing a wooden house here, you would have a completely casted decking. So concrete decking, concrete columns and tie ring beam at the top, and then just clad with wood. Or you've got an option in terms of the complete concrete structure then.
Right.
Bricks or blocks, if you want to call it that, distinguished blocks. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad. Okay, Luther. Yes.
Why would it be in wood when we are saying that we have to have it hurricane proof? And we know that wood is not the best.
Careful what you say.
No.
There was a small house in Union Island that there were so many videos popping around about this house here, because this house, a wooden house here, and it managed to withstand hurricane burial.
You say a house, right?
Now
the thing is, there may be the exception. Sometimes hurricanes are strange.
But
you may have a house standing in the middle.
So I gave you one in Union Island. I'll give you one that recently built in the that lovely botanical garden. There's a beautiful gingerbread house standing there.
Yeah.
Wood.
Okay, but as you just mentioned, the whole one, and when we mentioned, I asked you the type of houses, right? And you also mentioned, concrete pillars, concrete platforms, and things like that. So the wood is basically limited in the building. It's concrete and wood at the same time.
It's a combination, yeah.
It's a combination, right? Okay.
Combination.
So it doesn't mean it's strictly wood out because
no, not strictly wood.
Okay,
right. It's not strictly concrete either, is it?
Well, it's mixed.
No, I thought you meant to be in the front of the class. You're meant to be in the front of the class. So if we're doing a wooden structure here, or a structure comprising of wood here,
the wooden structure, would it be because the customer has requested wood, or you have determined that they should be wood?
We'll answer that question on a different day.
All right.
We'll answer that question on a different day. But we're just saying that there's different options available on the burial build back program, which can encompass potentially.
But there's also the material, assistance program.
Material support, there are material support.
And there's labor support as well too.
Yes, there's material support and labor support. And there's support I don't even know about.
Okay.
I mean, remember, I'm limited. Sorry, I'm limited to what I'm dealing with here. But there's so many things available that as I don't have all the answers in terms of what other bits available. There's options available to go to Dumfries. If someone wanted to I think the Chinese houses.
Yeah, the Chinese houses. Yes.
Remember, we have those options down there. There's other buildings down there again that you have options to. So there's tons of options. But
so,
I don't. Sorry.
Okay, let me ask you though. What is the procedure now? For people still in need of help. What should they be doing? What is the procedure?
Which help are we speaking?
Well, it's in building back, getting some accommodation or some assistance.
Okay. So for material support, there's a young lady in the ministry, Kathleen Peters. That you go to. She has application forms. Sometimes I do carry applications form, but I don't want to say that I have.
Right. Okay.
So that you'll just think. But there are times that I may have application form. So you fill the application form out. You get a contractor to give you an estimate in terms of what materials you require. You then get that estimate to one of the suppliers, and then they give you a quotation for that estimate. You get a copy of your ID, and then you bring that information back to her at the ministry.
Right.
She would then send people out to have a look at your property and assess it, and then determine whether or not you require the help that you're asking for. What I will say though is that sometimes people have would have gotten materials in the past year. So all of those things will be taken into consideration, that you would have had materials, let's say in the last 6 or 8 months, or something last year as an example. They would take that into consideration when they do their assessment to see whether or not what you're asking for would be granted to you. So that's the material support. You've got social development where you can go to, and I think it's upstairs the administrative building, and you speak to them in terms of housing, and then you have the other bail back section with which I'm more acquainted with here.
Right.
That we have a young lady based at the office up at the downstairs of the ministry. Again, you can go there and get an application form, and again just follow the application form. I mean, there are stipulations in terms of requirements that you need to pass or adhere to, and then once you do all of that, then you then bring the information back to her, and then it gets sent to a committee who makes that determination.
Okay.
But again, because I'm saying that, just to say, our team do not get involved in making decisions in terms of who gets a property, whether it's yesterday, tomorrow, or Thursday. What we work on is that we're given the names, and then we work with those people to get their houses built.
So the order is passed down to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But no, unfortunately, I've got to go and see a man about the dog. Yeah.
Okay.
So I come after the dog.
So listen,
Yes.
just to say, listen, thanks very much for having me.
Yeah, right,
Ask you
okay.
very quickly. One is awarded a house, because they have met all the requirements, but you do not have a contractor at the moment to build the house, the government. And the person has a contractor who's ready and willing to start building now. Would you permit that?
One, I would say, why do you think we don't have contractors?
No, I'm not doing
let me finish.
Wait.
No, let me finish, please. Why do you assume we don't have contractors?
I am not saying
No,
you don't
let me
have
finish.
contract. Well, I'm not finished. Let me finish. You don't. Okay, you do not have a contract at the moment. They may be all tied up. So I am saying to you, can that person have a contractor to do the project rather than having one supplied by the government? Or do you?
It depends. One of the things we don't want here is families billing for families. So that's one of the things that
we're talking about a duly registered contractor. Not
this man don't listen.
Luther, hold on. We don't want to hold up the process.
This man don't listen.
Mr. McLeod, just give your answer, because I know in the interest of time we got to go.
So one of the things we try to avoid is having relatives bill for relatives. So
Right.
as an example, Kim, we will not, as if you're a registered contractor here. And when we say registered, we register with Inland Revenue, you pay your contractor's fee and the like that here. And registered to receive payment from government, because if you're not here, then you won't be paid. And then you'll blame us and say that we've given you a job and you can't get paid. We don't want, as I said, relatives, close relatives, whether it's your brother, whether it's your brother-in-law, whether it's your mother-in-law, whether it's your son, whether it's your auntie. We don't want that to happen, because in the past year, that would have caused some unnecessary issues. We don't want to have those sort of issues going forward. What we want to be able to do here is come build your house within a reasonable time, so you can move in as quickly as possible and feel comfortable from where you are.
So this means that you will be getting the contractor, you will be doing that part, the government.
Yes. But if the person, as he is alluding, if the person is genuinely registered here, then they'll be considered.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, so Mr. He has to go. He has to go. He mentioned half an hour. He's already 11:15 there. You have an appointment. But you just stopped by this morning to just give us an update, and we really appreciate that. I know from time to time I'll be calling on you to give us more updates.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome in advance.
Okay, right. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. All right. Okay, gentlemen.
Okay,
so we had to allow him to exit there, because he mentioned, earlier on, because of time, he has this meeting, and I said to him, listen, just give us a little something, because people are listening and they are interested and they're giving the assistance. So we want to be on the track where we could give the information out as much as we can. More information will come out from time to time. I know that, because I'll be calling on him for very often to give us updates. Okay. So let's continue. Luther, we didn't welcome you to the show yet, but let me officially say good morning to you. How are you doing?
Good morning.
All
Always fine, sometimes better.
Okay. Okay. Well, speaking about the bill back, and what's really taking place there, I've been looking around and seeing some of the houses under construction, and it seems as though they're moving pretty fast, and it's very impressive as well too. A lot of help is on the way, and by estimates, if they have about 25 ongoing right now, and more in the pipeline to come there, I guess within say by the end of the year, we should have a pretty good amount of people getting into homes, who don't already have.
Yeah, but something came that while I understand, in fact, I was heading in that direction a while ago, but of course I would follow up as time go on. But it will be interesting to know how many homes, 25 is now ongoing. Yes, no. But how many, based on the assessment done by the ministry and those who are organizing this, how many homes would be in need of repairs or construction or whatever?
Well, you want to get some figures? I mean,
As I said, I was heading in that direction a while ago, but
I think that would be compiled at the end. Maybe right now they might have an estimate. Because I think Mr. Andrews, the minister, mentioned a while ago, how many were completed. I think he mentioned some 60 something was already given out.
But I just wanted a broad figure as to say, okay, we do recognize we have 200 houses, example, 200 houses, and this is where we at as far as that is concerned.
Well, that if in a program earlier on, because this is something I've been trying to follow up as much as possible too. In that they mentioned that they were trying to get to a figure of about 200, as you mentioned, 200. I think it was that day, and they are looking at going as close as possible to that figure to accomplish that. So. And if they were to get to that 200, I believe that's the amount that would be needed. So.
But that may not be needed. Maybe that's the target, but we need a lot more. But
you never know.
Target, you're not going to know.
No. So we wouldn't know that until we get the questions, get the answers from them. So we just can't speculate too much.
You're not speculating because you can know the number of houses that you have to repair, and I'm
saying the answers, Luther, has to come from them and not us. Or you want to give us the answer?
So what is the secret?
Do you have the answer?
Is it?
Do you have the answer?
That is why I'm asking, because
I'm saying the answer would come from them.
But when?
When you ask them, go and ask them. You can find out.
So wait.
That's all you have to do.
As a servant of the people, the people must go and beg you for.
Not beg you, go and ask, request. You could make a request. No. The same way you're going to request for a house and assistance, whatever. It's the same process. If you want to get an answer to a particular question, ask the question. But we can sit down here and speculate and see what the answer is.
It is not speculating.
So you're speculating.
It is not asking a question is not speculating.
But you're asking me a question? No. Who are you asking the question? Ask the question. Go ahead. I'll be listening.
All right, Kim, go ahead.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Because of course it doesn't make sense.
Let us plan to go down that
No.
All I'm saying is,
I just wanted to get an idea as to what we're looking at.
Right, and telling you that in order for us to know that, we have to pose the question to those in authority.
Right, so
that should answer the question right there and finish.
I was going to ask the representative who was here, but of course I understand time and so on.
Right.
But I just expressed myself by saying that I would like to.
Right.
It's something I would like to know.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that we can know how far we are from the end or how far we are from the beginning.
I quite agree with you.
What is the objection? My asking you asked it, and I was re-emphasizing what you asked, and there's objection to it.
No,
who's objecting to it?
Come on, let's go ahead.
Who is objecting to it?
You are objecting to it.
But because I don't have the answer. You can ask me what's happening inside the government. You want to find out in the government. You go and ask the government, Luther. It's just like that.
So
I don't represent the government. Do I? You find I look like a minister or something.
No, you look more like a minister than a minister.
No. The fact is, if there's information that I know that's been handed on to me or made I read about whatever, and I'm willing to speak about it, that's fine. But other than that, if you want to get the real answers, there's a source. There is a source.
There was a projection of 200.
Yes.
And how far we are with
Go-
that?
Luther, I think we're just going over
Hold-
over unnecessary. No, we're going to the answers that you're looking for.
What
needs to
answers
be-
am I looking for?
Well, talk. Go ahead. Oh, Sky, let him finish.
There's a projection of 200, and you'll finish X now. And I said there's a projection, but how we can know to some degree of accuracy how many we actually need. So the government should come up with that. I'm not saying that you, if you're incapable of researching and come up with that, it's fine. But somebody from the government, because there is the need to know. And people must know that something is coming to me, and I don't have to wait interminably for it. So I have to have some sort of idea of when it will come.
All right.
You finish?
Tim, I don't think I think we should bottleneck ourselves at this stage. Yes, I don't think we should.
Let me take a call. Let me take a call.
have-
We have a lot of things for discussion. As a matter of fact, too, in not too long from now, I'm expecting someone from the Maroon supposed to be coming in, to give us some information too. So we got to keep moving. Let me take a call really quick. Vibes FM, caller, you on the air. Caller, good morning. Caller, good morning. Yes, good morning. Yes.
I'm glad I am set up first this morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead.
Right. Gentlemen, last week's the topic or debate, last Thursday, was very interesting. Although I did not get the opportunity to call in, I enjoyed the Speak Out Unfiltered. The young lady gave us a lesson on slavery. Although she used some obscenities, but we understood that because she was quite very passionate. I hope she call again today. Gentlemen, we also question the Salaka, some people saying Saraka, and its origination. Now I know it's Salaka. As a relatively old man now, I never hear people call it Saraka. So this stupid name, where they get it from, they better leave it out. And saying that too, I want the police next year, please God, to check on the music. The music is not part of the Salaka. And it went on till 4 o'clock in the early morning. Now, this is not right to some people who have to sleep and get up for work next day. So I want the police to do something about it and let the music stop by at least 11 o'clock at night. Right?
Yeah.
And I think, going back to the debate, I think it must be good for our children and young people. The New Jewel movement, I remember, had a slogan. They say, if you know, teach, and if you do not know, learn. One very important program they had was the CPE, Center for Popular Education. I would very much like the NDC, when they get back into office, to reinstate or reintroduce the CPE, because it would be good for the NNP.
Mm-hmm.
When you listen to the garbage coming from the NNP, I have to compare it to the garbage coming from Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is a man that is now become very dangerous, especially with his bunch of deplorables near to him. And I mean that seriously.
Okay.
Those who voted for him, I think, not regretting it, because he's now become a madman. I don't spend too much time on Bush.
Mm-hmm.
We have more debate on slavery. I say we must have more debate on slavery and the damage it did to black people. I think we're playing this down, but it is very serious. They said the Arabs were first involved in the slavery movement, but who came to Africa, bungled our people, our foreparents, on ships to Virginia in America and the Caribbean. Now we got to take this thing very seriously, gentlemen, and I think we must have a lot more debate on it. Right? Give me a little time because I didn't get in.
Okay. Caller, I just want to ask you one quick question quickly before you go there. You mentioned about the Saraka and the music, what area were you speaking about? What really transpired?
Well, in River Sally.
Okay.
The River Sally Saraka now become the biggest. It's bigger than La Poetry, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. It was very, very big. So many people from the diaspora, and a lot of them were there.
I heard that, yeah.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Have I answered your question?
Yeah, but you are talking about with the music as it pertains to a timely shutting down of the music, And I know usually when the police, when they request, their loudspeaker systems to be played and music and things like that, there's usually a time limit on the request when it's granted. So maybe they didn't, as you say, it went too late. Maybe they didn't observe that.
Well, there were quite a bit of police there, especially in the River Sally Junction.
Okay.
Every year, regulating the traffic. They put one-way sign where you could go and where you cannot go. So they were there in large numbers. Yes. So they must, I think it is an offense for people to go on with the music after a certain hour at night, isn't so?
Well, once you are given a time limit, you should abide by that,
They must be given, I think they should have been given a time limit, and which, if a policeman could call in and say, I would respect that, but I think it was very offensive for this music to be going on all night till the early hours in the morning.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, sorry to hear about that, but
it was very, very bad.
Yeah, maybe you could do a little look into it. As a matter of fact, you maybe could make a call and find out what transpired. So maybe the next time it would not happen.
Yes, I don't know if anybody going to call in and talk about it, but I don't think, especially for the elder people, this time of the night, and the neighbors. There's a lot of houses around the River Sally Junction.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, dwelling houses, and I'm sure a lot of them were not pleased about that. But gentlemen, I have a bit to go on. Let me go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind.
Okay.
Do we remember during the passage when I'm talking about the middle passage now with slaves, when our foreparents, those who were on the ship, when they got sick, they were thrown overboard. Right? Those who survived were taken to markets and sold like slaves, like animals, right? And following that, they mentioned the Jews. The Jews suffered, yes, during Hitler's time. They said the Jews got compensation for their suffering under Hitler. When it comes to our situation as black or African people, those who are involved now saying that they are not responsible for what their foreparents did. How tragic and how insensitive and how wicked they could be. Right? Are we hearing any more talks about reparation when that was big on the air, I think, with them? People like, what's his name?
Well, I remember hearing a little bit about it, but lately we have not been hearing much about it, but I think
well,
I don't
that's
think
what I'm talking about.
I don't
They all die a natural death. I don't know if because Trump now got into the presidency, but nobody's talking about it now. That means they couldn't care less about we as people who were our foreparents were taken to slavery. Are they trying to justify it by saying to the Bible, according to the Bible, and it is said that God designed that black people should go into slavery because it was a curse from God? Is that what it
I don't
really
know.
is?
I don't know. I really don't know. That's another topic here.
And this is why I bring this thing up.
Yeah.
I want us to debate this thing because this is serious, right? It is a curse from God.
Okay.
So God is a white man. according to them. In almost all the churches in the world, we see pictures of white people with blue eyes. No black pictures.
Okay.
If man was made by the dust of the earth, according to what the Bible says, and God breathed in the nostrils and man become a living being, what color is dust?
Okay. Okay.
You know?
All right. Okay.
And let me say this.
Yes.
I don't know if some of you remember in England when a certain gentleman who was one of the top notch in the British government, Enoch Powell. Have you heard about that name?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah. Mhm.
Exactly. No, he was on the forefront by talking about black people should go back to their country. No, he was a top man in the British government, and he was instrumental in getting our black girls from the Caribbean and elsewhere to come into the hospital to work as nurses, and the men, a lot of them from Barbados, to work on the British rails. But now he turned around and saying that they should go back to the country. There was a bishop named Trevor Huddleston. I could never forget that name. He was a bishop in South Africa. And when he heard what Enoch Powell was saying about the repatriation of black people, Bishop Huddleston said to the world that Enoch Powell will repatriate God because God is a colored Semite.
Okay, caller, just a minute, please, because in the interest of time, my other guests have just arrived,
Okay.
and so I have to.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll stop there.
Yes.
I'll come back to it if I get a chance.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for your contribution. Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you for letting me go on.
All right. Okay. All right. As we continue, right, to Speak Out Unfiltered, and I have in the studio with me now, I told you, of 11 o'clock and really on time. I just can't say anything of that. Alison Kitten, good morning to you. How are you doing this morning? Good morning.
Good. Good morning to you, Mr. Mills, and the listening public.
I like the idea of being on time, and it's something that we sometimes, here ignore a lot. And you are now in the Maroon committee. What's your position, by the way?
I'm the chair.
You're the chair. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, we have a nice chair. Gentlemen, the chair is here.
Okay. So I guess I can take a seat.
You can take a seat. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you are the chair of the Carriacou Maroon Festival, String Band Music Festival, right? Okay. And we know the celebration will be in Insurance, next weekend.
Yes, the 24th.
The 24th to the 26th, So I guess you could just basically give us a little bit of a idea, a little synopsis, whatever will be taking place. Give us a rundown.
Probably as Ms. Clayton decided to give us a rundown as you asked. I would also like to ask that in giving the rundown, that she could really put in perspective the meaning of Maroon and String Band Festival, what it means. I mean, people hear it from time to time. It's been around a long time. But do we, as growing up here within our culture, do we really understand the meaning of it and what it represents?
All right.
Maroon?
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Kitten, you just go right ahead, okay?
And that is such a good question, Mr. Coy. And that's one of the things that the minister, Carriacou and Petite Martinique fears. That was his concern, is that we educate the public on that very question. So on Thursday, the 23rd, at 5 p.m. at the Mermaid Hotel, we're going to show a Maroon documentary, which was done, the GTA requested it, and it was done by Dr. Angus Martin, historian. And that's to give more background and context to the Maroon. Now, on Carriacou, the Maroon Festival began in 2000. And it was not until 2010 that the string band element was added to it. And that's once the Board of Tourism got involved, they decided to put the two together. So traditionally, it was just the Maroon, which was more about paying respect to our ancestors, and a Thanksgiving. The community coming together, the cooking the food, the sharing of it. So that was the Maroon part. So the string band is just, new and was added to it. So it's not always the Maroon and string band. That's the branding it has now, but that's not how it began. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, okay, yeah, because there's been quite a number of people sometimes, asking the question over and over, how did this come about,
Yeah.
But they are twined together now. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're getting ready for the celebration now. What's in store?
Okay, so let me do a rundown of the events. So the first event, like I just mentioned, would take place on Thursday. And it's an event that's open to the public and anyone that's interested in having just a deeper context and to view the documentary. So it's the first time that the Maroon documentary will be featured on Carriacou. And that's Thursday evening, 5 p.m. So 1 week from today in the Mermaid Hotel. Now, on Friday morning, this year, the village of Bel Air have been so kind to be the host of the festival. And it will take place in the pasture. So not inside the park as in past years, because Bel Air Park is had a lot of destruction since the hurricane, but it'll be in the opening in Bel Air pasture. That's where they'll start with the libations at 6 a.m. in the morning. So for those of you who can wake up early and would like to take part of that, 6 a.m. Friday morning, following by the cooking of the food. So the villagers will be cooking the foods all day until it's time to start sharing the food, and that will start around 4 p.m. Later on that evening, we'll have sort of the official part of the event where you have government speeches, big drum dancing, and other celebrations. So the Friday is a nice tight day, and that starts early in the morning. On Saturday, we have two activities. The first one is Strings in the City, and that takes place Main Street, Hillsborough. Well-anticipated event, lively, lots of folks just dancing, having a good time. The string bands will be playing there. Particularly, we have the two string bands, which will be from Carriacou, the Cultural Train, and coming from the BVI, the Lashing Dogs. But we also have other presentations. We have different school groups taking part. We also have the cake dancing, and P.D. Martiniquans taking part in that. So Saturday morning is action-filled, fun, lively event, and that's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Now, on Saturday evening, we move over to the Botanical Gardens for the big show, and that event will start at 8 p.m. Again, we have a lot of local participation, and I do have to say, right now we're quite impressed with the amount of local people that's come forward to say we'd like to take part in the event. Because although we like having the visiting groups, if we don't have the locals, then we really don't have a festival that's sustainable. So we have quite a bit of local participation. So you'll see a lot of them on Saturday evening, followed by the visiting groups. Now we have groups that's visiting from Union Island. That's the Cultural Conquerors. We also have coming up from Grenada, we have Tivoli Drummers, Conception Dancers. We have from Tobago, the Ancestral Voices, and also from Trinidad, later that night, we have the Freetown Collective, and that is the big band. So that's pretty much Saturday evening explained. And then on Sunday, we come down to Paradise Beach, and that is our beach extravaganza. And that activity should start just around 4 p.m. Again, we want to feature the youth. So we have more school participation on the Sunday. We have the maypole dancers. We have the steel pan, the country steel pan group from Mount Royal. And then we again going to have more of the string bands. We also have a group out of Lauriston, and that's the Leslie and Lauriston Development Group, more folk singing. And then from the BVIs, we have Lashing Dogs, we have Solid the Band, we have our very own Short Pre. So it's a nice variety for the weekend of content.
Mm-hmm. That basically give us a rundown there.
Yeah.
Huh? What about the charges now? What are the fees? I know Friday is free.
Correct.
And Saturday in Strings in the City is free.
Free, right. So Saturday night, that is 80 EC. And on Sunday on the beach, it's 20. So 80 and 20. So basically, for just a mere 100 EC, you're going to have a wonderful action-packed weekend.
Right, okay. And one of the things that I mentioned earlier in the beginning when they came in here is the time,
yes,
which we sometimes complain a lot about. You know,
yeah.
So hopefully, the way you came in here on time this morning,
yes,
we're going to start the shows on time too.
Of course, that is the plan. You know, when you're punctual and you start on time, it shows respect for the people who are coming. So yes, we will be on time.
This is great to want to start on time.
Yeah,
but it's very difficult to perform to an empty crowd. You know, my point is, Carriacou have had have developed the habit of coming late, and they will tell you that, well, no, it's can't get that early because nobody's going to be there. How we have to find some way of motivating people to come on time. I know it's very difficult because even if you were on time, you had set up on time, and the chairs are empty, you can't start.
Well,
so the blame is not you.
I mean, the committee, we will do everything in our part to make sure it's on time, and the people who choose to come late, they really will have to miss it then.
Yeah, I quite agree that.
Understand, but if you have, I mean, the blame should not be put on you if it starts late, because if we expect 100 people and 3 come, I don't think you.
No, but what you saying?
To start on time is
you cannot wait for the crowd to get there, because everybody will be coming at different time, depending on what the commitments before. So in other words, but with the committee in particular, like I just mentioned there, an on-time start is very important. And if you get there late, well, it's up to you.
No. What I'm saying is that you can't play to empty chairs. That's all. So that if it happens, it is not the committee to be blamed.
Well, we're not trying to blame the committee.
This happens quite frequently.
If you get there late, you can't say nothing. You can't blame anybody. Okay,
no.
Okay, let me go back. Because something of interest. Somebody else mentioned to me that the Flambeau Parade. When is that going to take place?
Yes, so in Bel Air on the Friday.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. Okay. On Friday, right?
Friday.
Okay. Just want to make sure we have it correct. Okay. So you're not going to be. That's not scheduled for Sunday.
No, but Friday will be the first time. We do have the flambeaux, and we plan to use them in all of the venues.
Okay.
In different ways, but the Friday evening primarily in Bel Air.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Great. So that should answer the question there. And something else just popped up inside it. Let me see if I could tell them. You have a big lineup though, and noticing for Sunday. Yes. Which is quite a number of performances starting at 4 o'clock. When they're supposed to finish?
So let me just tell you the time period. So the event on Friday, let's just go through the whole rundown. Mm-hmm. So on Friday, we're anticipating starting at 6:30 in Bel Air, sort of official government speeches, sponsors, and then we get the show going. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping by 11 o'clock on Friday, it's a wrap. Okay. Saturday morning, Strings in the Cities 10 to 2. Botanical Gardens, Saturday night, it's from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. is what we've sort of allocated the time. Mm-hmm. On Paradise Beach, we have 4 p.m. to midnight. So although it's a lot, it's a big lineup. I mean, some of the groups are performing for 10 minutes, okay. We've sort of, it's detailed, it's organized, and it looks like a lot of content, but it's enough to fill up the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the sharing of the Saraka begins at 4 o'clock. So if you come there 6, 7 o'clock and you ain't get food, you can't say nothing.
Well, listen.
Because something that people look forward to, that's part of the Maroon, in particular, the sharing of the food and everything like that, which makes it, reminding us of, what transpired before. Okay. Those are the questions that were just coming through on my WhatsApp there. Koi, you were saying something?
Yes. The issue of Maroon. I by definition, how would you describe it within the context, the cultural context of Carriacou? Of course, as children growing up here, the word Maroon is not something strange to us. We've known it. Yes, but this is 2026, and so within that context, how would one describe Maroon today?
Yeah, I would say it's all about paying respect to the ancestors and those who came before us. And it's also a Thanksgiving. It's a time to give back. And that's why the community coming together, cooking the food and giving it away freely. So the Maroon food is never sold. So it's all about Thanksgiving and sharing.
Yeah, you just answered my question about the free food and all.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm just thinking here that it's so important to document that, and I heard you mention that there will be a documentary.
Yes.
That's the Thursday?
Yes, that's Thursday. So the documentary has already been made. It's about 45 minutes long, and we're going to debut it for the first time. So we're going to show it on Thursday in the Mermaid Hotel. Yes.
Maybe what can happen as you have the various facets of the Maroon, you can use that, patch it together, and make a documentary from that. Yeah,
and that is the plan. So we have videographers who will be documenting the different aspects of it. Yes. Because it's important that we have something that years later, when all of us sitting here are gone, you know, the younger people can look back and they can understand it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm sure there's a lot of things our parents and grandparents did that were not really passed down to us. So we have an idea, but we don't know for sure. So it's important to document it.
What are we doing in schools to promote the understanding of the Maroon and what the meaning of Maroon? School children, I hear lots of school children say, well, we're going for food.
Yeah.
But the food is not the Maroon. So how do we inculcate a sense of tradition and from an early age in the schools, that when they grow up, they understand it's not just about waiting for food and having eaten, you go home.
Yeah. So one of the things that's going to happen with the same documentary that we're going to debut on Thursday is that we're going to get it into the schools.
Yes.
So education officer, Mr. Dillon Moses, will be responsible for getting it to the principals so that all of the school children can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not only getting it to the schools, but making sure that those who are the authorities in the school push it so that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be exciting the weekend because we have quite a number of people that are coming in. But one of the problems I think we have to address as of yesterday is accommodation as it pertains to people, visitors coming here. And that's an issue that we have to deal with. And I know that might be on the burner of the Maroon, the organizers, so how you could deal with that?
Yeah, it's a challenge because we're inviting different groups to come. What we're realizing is we, as the committee, we're taking up a lot of the room stock. So we need a lot of rooms for the different groups. And then you think, well, what about the persons who want to come and enjoy the festival? There's not really a lot left for them. So, so far, we've been able to secure accommodation for all of the people who we've invited to come up. So, but we do, as time comes, more accommodations will come online, which is a good thing. But at the moment, every time there's a festival, you hear that things are fully booked up. And that can be a challenge.
Because I'm looking at the cast that's coming in there, and I was saying to myself, how where they're going to fit these people. But as you mentioned, you took an early step.
We have to. Yes, we have to. Once you plan a festival, the first thing that comes to mind, you have to secure your accommodation because you cannot invite someone to come to your island and then they're homeless. So that's one of the first things we did was to work on the accommodations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is NOASA going to make a special effort to have water?
Well, at the moment, NOASA, they operate, 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard that there's a change to that.
But during
it would be responsibility of the those that are doing the accommodation and to make sure that they're able to supply the needs of the guests, which is important.
What is the responsibility of NOASA? And in an event like this, I think there should be special consideration. Have you approached them?
Well, the truth is we have not heard of any of the accommodations right now struggling for water. So I think, the key would be to fill up all of your tanks and then, once NOASA is open, you use from that.
Well, I understand filling up your tanks, but we have not had so much rain lately. But there is, when you have large crowds like that.
Like I'm saying, Luther, it's the responsibility of those providing the accommodation to make those arrangements. That's not really the Maroon Festival Committee's responsibility.
I'm not saying it's their direct responsibility, but there is some responsibility. So that I'm thinking that if you can speak to us and get some assurance that you will not have these kinds of cuts. You have it towards the morning,
Luther,
towards the afternoon.
Luther, the reason I'm stepping in, because that falls within my gap, like I would say, because I have accommodation as well too. And I'm not going to talk to Nawasa or nothing like that. I'll make the arrangements to make sure that I could go through. So it's not really.
They are staging an event.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with Nawasa.
Hold a minute. They are staging an event, and we want to know it goes on smoothly. And a key thing is water.
And the key thing
we have we constantly have problems with Nawasa. When we
Luther, back to you.
No, don't interrupt me, please.
No, I have to interrupt you because it doesn't make sense. Thank you. Well, I'm disrespecting you right now. What I'm trying to tell you is a responsibility of the people who are providing the accommodation to make sure that they could fulfill the needs of the guests or whatever the needs are. That's the bottom line. So if they have a problem, they go to Nawasa, and it's not the Maroon committee that's supposed to be doing that or whatever. And you just sit down there just talking like that.
I'm saying that is part of the coordination effort, so that you go there and you make sure that at those particular days.
Let me go back to you.
There's no cutting in service.
Hold on. Let me go back to you. Sorry about that. Okay, we kind of strain a little bit of key. So now that everything is in place that you just mentioned there, you see anything else you want to highlight, or anything else you want to speak about, that the public might be interested in hearing from you?
No, I would just encourage everyone to come out and support the festivals. I mean, one of the main primary reasons of having the festival, in addition to continuing our cultural legacy, is to just bring in some revenue to the island. Mm-hmm. So, we're hoping that everyone with a service, to provide will do well that weekend.
Oh, definitely, because I know people are gearing up for it right now, planning in the different places, whatever you could do, and making sure that you're ready. So when the people come, you could show, make a good show. And like I'm saying, the economic spin-off is good for Carriacou. And we've been having quite a bit of that lately, you realize?
And in fact, we probably need a few more festivals every year to make sure everyone's good all year long.
Yeah.
After the festival, what kind of assessment do you do to realize that you have made a profit or not? And how much it has come to the
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say make a profit. I don't think that those are the right words to use, but we definitely will do a postmortem.
Yeah, but I think in anything that you do that making a profit means to me income coming into the island and distributed among the populace. So,
but I'm saying, to me, in my view, when we speak in profit, I think the profit goes into the hands of those providing the services. That's where it is, because the government doesn't really do an investment to get something back in return, to say, well, we spend 100,000, so we should get back 100,000. But if whatever they spend would go through the communities, the different service providers, at the end of the day, during taxes and other things like that, the government gets the revenue back. We don't sometimes look at that. So
all right.
So you want to say something, Coy?
Yes. I want to stick very close to the word Maroon and concept. And I heard it was mentioned, but I know about it too, because I've been involved in some at a village level with Maroon. It doesn't just happen nationally, All right. So the word was used early on as part of the activities, and I don't know if all of us understand what is the libation and the meaning of it. We within the Maroon context. Why do we have? What is libation, and why do we have that activity as part of the whole ceremony?
That's a good question, and that's one of the reasons that we're bringing up the historian and the videographer, so that can be translated and explained to the people exactly why that happens in the cross.
Okay.
So,
libation.
Yes, the libation that morning. Yes. So that's exactly why we want to have it documented and explained the proper way.
Okay. And my question to you right now, dates going to be taking place in Bel Air.
Yeah.
Is it the intention of the Maroon, committee, in years to come, to move it around the different villages?
Definitely. And in the past, it's always, they've moved it around to different villages. So yes, it's Bel Air this year. Next year, it'll be a different village.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. So every community would get the share at some point in time.
Next year, I think might be big fun.
Well, you never know. That'd be up to the
I know.
committee.
I just put that in there.
On the committee, is there a revolving chairmanship, or you would be there?
No, I mean, I was asked to be there this year. There's no, I have no idea who will be asked to be there next year.
Okay.
I mean, it's whoever the officials decide to put there.
When you say the official, what official?
Well, whoever's in charge, I guess.
Whoever's in charge. It's not.
Let me say one more thing.
I thought the committee would be in charge and have things.
But that doesn't mean it's a seat for Allison Caton all day.
No. This is why I'm asking if there's a revolving committee and a revolving chairmanship, because sometimes they're revolving chairmanships.
Well, I'm sure there will be. I mean, I was just asked to do it this year, but
So
I don't know what would come in future years.
Okay. And one of the excitement, I think, I love to see the performance of the Lashing Dogs.
Yeah.
I know you've been, up the islands. You have met them personally from time to time, and they be performing back in Carrick again. It's going to be a nice event.
Yeah.
And bringing them back again here now. Especially when we mention strings, because they feature a lot of strings.
Yes.
And
And they're so honored. They're so honored that we've invited them to come back. In fact, they say we don't want a performance fee. Isn't that great?
Oh my gosh.
They do not want a performance
fee. You hiding a secret
fee.
like that?
Yeah, they said we're so honored that you would like us to come back.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah. Well, that is nice. That is very nice, because the music is welcome here and we play a lot of it too, And I'm glad to hear that they appreciate, and they want to come back. Yeah. Which means they're going to do another performance, just like the last time, and maybe even better from time to time. Okay, Ms. Kitten, well, basically what we ask you to come in for, you have done that, If anything else you want to share, before you leave.
No, I would just say, people to come out, support the events. There's a lot of schools participations. We have 6 schools that would be in the event. Come out and see the young children, just give support.
Okay. Well, if there's anything else you want to share with us in time to come, in another week to come, feel free to get in touch with us. But in the meantime, we know that everything is on track, and you see no reason why we shouldn't have a bumper festival. Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Saraka boy.
I have known Alison for a number of years. We have worked together on projects, and I can say categorically, the festival is in very capable hands.
Thank you, Mr. Rennie.
I second the motion.
I mean, I can't take all the credit. We have a committee.
Yes.
We also have a secretariat. We have volunteers. There's so many moving parts to organizing an event. It's not a one-man show. You need several people to put it all together. So I think we have a nice team.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
And have a nice day. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, dear. Well, that was Alison Kitten, the chair of the Maroon Festival String Band Music Festival Committee, and giving us an explanation and telling us exactly what will be taking place as we're looking forward to the celebration, the 24th to the 26th next weekend, 3 days. And there's going to be 4 major 4 events. You heard it from on the Friday. It's going to be taking place in Bel Air. And on Saturday, Strings in the City in Hillsborough in the morning time, mid-morning. And then at night, you're going to have the Botanical Gardens coming alive. And Sunday, the grand finale at Paradise Beach. What an event. Carrick Maroon Festival is on track to be a bumper one, right, Carl?
Yeah, well, it seems so. I mean, I am interested in those things. You know, the question I've been asking.
Yeah, you want it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I know, for example, they have to go and throw some food in the sea.
Yeah.
I wonder which sea they're going to use, because it starts in Bel Air.
Well,
and you know, these are the things. These are the events that describes and defines a Maroon. These activities, yeah. And so, because you have Satarakan and all kind of thing. I mean, that all that we talk about in seem to talk about in Maroon is Saraka and food, yeah. But these little things also add up to the whole meaning of the exercise, you know. So I'm just saying that you know.
Someone just messaged me and said to me they want to know the sea, just as you just mentioned, right? Yeah. So they could go and stay under the water. So when the food come to get something.
Food. I mean, all these things. These things have meaning. I mean, we might talk about it just so because we heard our foreparents or parents really. That's what they used to do.
Yeah.
And some of us, when we are younger, in the villages from where we're from, those things take place in the village. So we grew up around it, So, I mean, this is a thing that we need to remember as to its meaning and importance.
Vibes FM, let me take a call. Vibes FM, caller you on. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you all. Good morning to your listeners.
Good morning, yes.
Right.
Good morning.
Yes. I am going to push my point. Nobody have to agree with me what I say. Yes, Mr. Luther, you don't have to agree with me. But I'm saying the Caribbean culture can never be purely from the continent of Africa based on who we are. And so we are really confusing and documenting tie-up things. For example, the same in the news this week, we had the CEO from Culture trying to explain the word Salaka and Saraka. Now, you had a caller earlier on, Kim, that the man say he ain't know where Salaka come from, it have to be. So we continuing to argue on those two words, but nobody is making up their mind to study anthropology or to look deeper into the origin of the Salaka or Saraka. And as long as we continue to close the door on our French history, we will be confused. Take flambeau, for example. Flambeau is a French word. Flambeau is a French word. No, we don't know how it got into this whole Maroon thing. Now, the enslaved people, the French first brought slaves here. The French brought slaves here. We know nothing about that period. The African enslaved people, they were not mixed. They were not mixed. So you said that last week. We agreed with that. The different tribes, they were separated so that they will not communicate. But they had good enough sense to find ways of communicating by way of using their drums and their songs. And so they were able to find their own way of communicating. So I'm saying that to say, it points to the fact that how they lived in the Caribbean may not necessarily be how they live in Africa, because it was all about survival. The slavery, the transatlantic slave trade down here, it was all about survival. For example, there's a story where they wanted to plan a little runaway, and so they use a hymn, and they're singing the hymn, and anybody who join in the hymn, that means you're coming too.
Mm-hmm.
But Ma saying that was their way of communicating.
Yeah.
They had to find ways of sending the message. And as I say, they were separated from the tribes, from the language. They were separated, but they knew they all came from Africa. So they decided to be brothers and sisters and so. And they found ways, but that doesn't necessarily say it came from the way they lived here. It doesn't necessarily say that it came from Africa. Right? Now, an interesting part, the Scottish people came to Carriacou, You all know that?
Of course.
Craigstown and Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And Kim must come from that.
Well, let me tell you,
those people.
my great grandfather, was Scottish.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Everybody, all the different people have a little input into our culture, our Caribbean culture. Yeah?
Yeah.
Which we must stop. We must really stop saying everything we do is from Africa. Everything we do is from Africa. I love my black ancestors. I love them. It's not to say we are putting them down, but to find the truth. Because every time we come up with the history of things that we do here and we point them to Africa, then you find all kind of confusion. And the greatest one in Grenada now is the Salaka and the Saraka. Yeah, how we know that did not come with the French? How we know that? Yeah, but all we do, we close our minds and we focus in on our African heritage. The Africans today, I had Africans living in my house, they do not see us as African. They see us as Caribbean people. And they call us so Caribbean people because our history is different. Our history is much different. So we formed a way. So when we do little ceremonies down here to remember our ancestors, Why we always, my question is, why do we always, anytime we say ancestors, Africa, but the Indians came, they were not outside children, they came as indentured servants, and they all form part of us. Yeah, all form part of who we are. Anyway, I'll just throw that out as I say, nobody, you don't have to agree. You don't have to argue with what I said or agree. Just hold it in your head there. And one day you will say, but in truth, we know nothing. And we use the French words. We use the French word in the shop. When they pour the rum on the smoke herring, they say we flambe the smoke herring.
Yeah.
That's a French word.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
The French is there, but we continue to ignore it because the British colonial people closed our minds to French.
Yeah.
And that is really tying us up. That is tying us up because in our everyday talk, as I said last week, we speak French. So we really not understanding clearly who we are and what are the festivals, the origin of the festivals that we have. And if we are going to document it, I'm sorry for the next generations coming down. Yeah? The other generation, they are going to, if we are going to push that in the head, what we must do is encourage them to go and study cultural anthropology and see what they can find. Go all in France and see what they can find. Okay. Thank you.
Carla, thank you so much.
All right.
Very good point. What she's saying there, makes a lot of sense to me. And we just associate everything with Africa. Africa.
Well, we have evolved to be a different people, environment, and the mixture we have here. We have French. We have in Grenada, Lebanese. We have Chinese. We have Indians, but the dominant population is Afro-American. So that you find that there is the most, what I say, the most cultural, the greatest cultural influence comes from Africa because you have a dominant African people here. Not only because it is now becoming common where you have Indians having festivals. Maybe in time to come you have Chinese festivals. But the whole idea is that you had a dominant people here which were Africans.
Okay. Vibes FM caller? Okay. All right. We're going to take that next call. All right. 443-0101. 443-0101. 403-0101. Let me move to another call before we respond. Vibes FM, caller you next. Caller, good morning. Come in.
Good morning. Hey, Kim.
Yes, good morning. Yes.
Morning. Yeah. When the colonial masters strip us of our culture, you couldn't practice it. What you would go back to France and find? You couldn't practice your culture.
Right.
So it's only Africa we could relate to.
Yeah.
Just strip us.
Yeah.
You couldn't beat a drum. You couldn't do anything. Totally stripped. Some the Black Americans don't know anything about big drum, most of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You couldn't practice that.
Right.
So it's only Africa we could relate to see something that is similar to what we are doing here. Because, for example, the rolled rice and the rolled cocoa, that is practiced in Ghana,
Yeah.
I think it's on the East Coast. You see that right? So you could relate. What you could go to France and relate to? Nothing.
You're making a point.
That's my take on it.
Okay, right. Yeah, you're making a point there, and why I sometimes we rarely associate ourselves with Africa too, because when I visited Africa, the raw rice and the cocoa and the okra and things like that is what I saw over there. So when I saw that they across that long span of water, and we made the same food over there, we just make me believe that the stories of them coming over here was what and what we continue to believe is real.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but we have evolved beyond that because we have French foods, we have Italian foods, we have Chinese.
But it's dominant. The African food is more dominant than the French food and the other foods.
Only at this particular point, but But when we look at it, and lots of our people have gone to the United States and come back and different menus.
Vibes FM caller come in.
Yeah, Kim.
Yes, hello.
Kim.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, my great grand from Scotland too, up in Carriacou, Macintosh.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Macintosh stuff. That's my family.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so you're African.
Yeah, the slave, bring them there in Carriacou.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah, we've gone beyond the slave mentality now, I hope.
Well, no, we've gone beyond that,
Because
but we should remember our history. Our history is very important.
Of course, the history, but we now have what we call a Caribbean culture.
Well, yeah, well, after a while, we're going to develop our own there, but still we have to remember where we come from, or be able to identify, exactly where our roots are. And I believe that the majority, the caller just mentioned different, like the French and those who came by as well too. But I believe that African was the most who came here to
dominant.
They were.
Talking about our Caribbean culture, we in that period we have Dutch, we have French, we have Portuguese. Yeah. All these are people that influence the Caribbean. Of course, some are more dominant than others. Of course, to the further south.
Yeah. Okay.
We to the further south were the people brought here ended up to be slaves. Yeah, I mean, talking about here to work and so on and so forth, because they had plantations in all the other islands too. Yes, it's not just in these parts they had plantation and they need workers. So the Caribbean is a potpourri of people, the different cultures.
We mix up.
We
mix up.
You talk about our history; it goes beyond slavery. We had the Caribs and the Arawaks in South America. You had the Inca. So that what I'm saying is that you have this hodgepodge of cultures, and we tend to concentrate on African slavery, but we are more than that.
Well, okay, Vibes FM. Let me go to the next caller. Caller, thank you for waiting. You're on. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, good morning. Yes, you're on. Yes.
Okay. How's everyone doing today?
Not bad at all. So far, so good.
I'm doing well.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, when our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ returns, He comes with His gifts, and I'd like everyone to, including the audience, people online, to whether they could, if they would like to answer this question. Which there are a series of crowns that will be given out. The incorruptible crown for spiritual discipline, the crown of rejoicing for soul winning, the crown of righteousness for loving His appearing, the crown of life for endurance under trial, and the crown of glory has to do with faithfulness and shepherding. Now, which one of those crowns do you think that you will receive, including the audience? Now, before you answer that, I'd like to add something before we'll answer that at the end. So, in the book of Revelation, I'm going to read out 2 verses, how they worship God. The 4 and 24 elders fall down before Him that sat on the throne, and worship Him that liveth forever and ever, and cast their crowns before the throne, saying, Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power, for Thou hast created all things, and for Thy pleasure they are and were created. And I'd just like to highlight something that the Lord said about mothers and fathers. In the book of Leviticus, the Lord said that we should all fear everyone, his mother and his father. And the reason I brought that up is that the same word that is used to describe the Lord, Solomon says, fear the Lord. Moses says, fear the Lord. David says, fear the Lord. And the Lord used the same word to us, how we should behave towards our mothers and fathers, that we should fear them, which is a step above respect. And it also says this is the point before the question. It also says in the book of Titus, and this is why we shouldn't separate church and state. It says in the book of Titus that we should ordain elders in every city. And I would say like Tarek would be like a city. We should ordain elders in every city. And I read about how the elders treat, how they organize themselves when they worship God. So these group of people's mothers and fathers, the creator, the elders, and they all held up very high in before the Lord. And so the question I'm asking is that, we are talking about tradition and so forth, but we are leaving out the most important thing, which is like everlasting life. There is only two places, heaven and hell. Okay? So in heaven is peace, love, and joy, and in hell is fire and brimstone, and the worms never die. So what I want to know is that, if anyone would like to answer the question, I want to repeat it, like, okay, when Jesus Christ returns, which one of these crowns will we receive? The incorruptible crown, what has to do with spiritual discipline. For example, the word of the Lord says, those who engage in fornication, those who do those things will not inherit the kingdom of heaven, right? So, for example, if you're engaging in fornication, you will not receive an incorruptible crown. So, incorruptible crown, the crown of rejoicing, the crown of righteousness, the crown of life, the crown of glory. I would just like to know if people thought about it, and do they know, like, which crown would they receive when Jesus Christ comes?
Well, from my part, I normally don't answer those kind of questions when it comes to Bible, because I realize there's so many different interpretations. Yes, I don't get into those kind of discussions. I hardly very do. So I would not be able to answer personally.
Okay. Yes. And Mr. Lusa, I'd like to ask Mr. Lusa a question. So I've heard many times. So I have not researched it, but I've heard from many people, and no one has come out and denied that happened. It is said that Muhammad married a 6-year-old child and did not consummate marriage until she was 9. Do you I've never heard that. Do you know if it's true or?
Well, your interpretation of scriptures can be quite different, sometimes diametrically opposed to some others. There are some people who are Muslims, and
that's why I don't discuss it.
No. Wait. I'm just asking. I'm asking a question of fact. I'm asking a question of. I'm saying.
No.
Okay.
Your interpretation is not a question. It's a question of fact. It's your interpretation.
Jesus Christ. Okay. This is a fact. Jesus Christ died was crucified at 33 years old. So if I ask you, what age did Jesus Christ was crucified? You can't say Jesus Christ was crucified at 33 years old because it's controversial.
That is your interpretation of scriptures, but the interpretation of scriptures would be different in different religions. For example, if I'm an atheist, I don't believe that at all.
Right, so then you don't have to answer the question. But
you asked me to answer the question. Okay. Suppose you ask me, I'm saying I'm an atheist. I don't believe in any of this, which I may refer to as nonsense. It may not be.
Okay,
but I may refer to it as nonsense.
You made a remark a couple of times about
caller, hold on. When it comes to the scripture, this is one kind of that discussions I don't.
No. Mr. King, just give me 2 minutes. I just would like Mr.
No, because the reason why the reason why I'm saying that is because there's too many different interpretations when you read the scripture. Some people don't even believe in the scripture, period.
Okay, but this scripture is
Because
not
I
about
don't-
the scripture. It's about he mentioned Islam the last time he was on the show. So I'm wondering, is he Muslim? Because he mentioned Islam. So I would just like to know. We can't ask question about God or Jesus Christ or talk about religion. We can do that.
No, you said
What you saying?
I said you're free to interpret the scriptures any way you want. If you want to be Muslim or
No, the scriptures and the Quran are totally different.
so the Quran is not a scripture. How do you define scripture?
The scripture is the word of God.
So the Hindus don't have a God?
Luther, you see again.
No, let's
This is what I try to avoid.
All right.
because
This thing
All right.
always-
All
us.
I was asking was a question of fact.
Okay.
Did Muhammad marry a secure? That's a fact. It's not debating anything. It's a yes or no question. It's not a debate.
Okay.
Did he marry a secure girl or not?
Well, let me
This is
answer.
a yes or no.
Let me answer you to this. This is not a question of fact. It is not fact. It is where you believe. A belief is not a fact. Thank you very much. And that's the end of it.
I'm just asking if it's true. If you are Muslim, you might know. I was just asking if you know. I'm not attacking you or anything.
No.
I was just asking if it was true because I've heard it a number of times and I didn't research it. And you mentioned about Muslim. It sounds like you were Muslim. And because the last time you were there, or the time before that, you mentioned Islam and so forth.
Yes.
So I thought you were Muslim. And this is why I asked the question. It
Okay.
wasn't a question to attack you or anything. I just
No.
wanted to know
No. I stand neutral in that.
Say it again?
I stand neutral.
Oh, neutral. Okay, you don't know. Okay. But anyway, my original question was, so Mr. Kim says he will not answer the question. So maybe some people on the chat may answer, and then maybe next time I can bring it up again.
Okay.
But
Always appreciate your concern.
Okay.
all right. So thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Next caller, thank you for waiting. Caller, you're on.
Hello.
Yes, hello, yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Almost midday now.
Okay.
And the question of religion is very controversial.
For sure. That's right.
As a matter of fact, what is scripture? The word scripture just come from the word scribe. Scriptus, which is a Latin word, means writing. The writings in the Bible refer to scriptures. No. What is the source of the Bible? There are very interesting statements in the Bible, very interesting descriptions in the Bible, but people refer to it as the word of God. Who ever see God? Who God spoke to?
Yes, God.
Did God write anything? It is interesting. As a matter of fact, in the book of Genesis, where it is written that God made the world in 7 days, and after 7 days he rested. God rest. Did God have to rest? God get tired? He God get tired, he get sick. And this kind of thing we have to look at. We have to be broad-minded. I respect the Bible as an inspirational book.
Yes.
But there are many things in the Bible that are so controversial. At least I was baptized in the Catholic Church. I still remain Catholic because I don't know where else to go.
You know, Carl.
And when I pray to God. Whatever God is, the creator of space and matter, to which there is no end. Not only the solar system, not only the galaxies, not only the Andromedas, but beyond what humanity can imagine. So let's not waste time talking about those things.
Yeah.
It's more confusing and controversial than anything else.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's why I don't get involved.
Caller, I absolutely agree with you.
Next
Because
caller. Caller.
There are passages in the Bible which is grossly inappropriate and sometimes vulgar.
This is one of the reasons. Hello. Caller, you next? Hello.
Morning.
Yes, you're on. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good morning. Okay, so I'm listening to the program, and yes, I respect God, I respect the Bible, and to each his own in everyone's understanding of the Bible. Now, the lady
Yes, go ahead, caller. Listen to. Turn your radio down. Caller, turn your radio down. Yes. Caller. Yes, caller, Ulan. What happened? Or the caller just dropped. There's another caller on the line though. Oh, is it Culture Man?
Yeah, Basketman.
Oh, Basketman. Okay, right. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
You want me to go ahead?
Yes, go ahead because
Good
the caller dropped. The caller, I'm so sorry you dropped off. You could call again. Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Good morning to everybody.
Yeah.
Interesting program. I like to hear people talk about those things like the Bible, particularly. For example, I didn't hear the program last week, but I heard the brother said that there was a program on slavery. I didn't hear it because what happened when I was listening over, I had to go after I talk on the radio, but then when I was listening, I dropped asleep, so I didn't really hear about the slavery. But it's interesting today that some people bring it up again. And I'm here now listening. Brothers and sisters, listen. The Bible was written by King James and his subordinates. Why the Bible was written? The Bible was written to take out the chain on people's foot and put it inside their head. Slavery, it's called, brothers and sisters. So we have to get to this. And remember I told you about my book? Well, I have the book printed there, but I didn't come because I wanted to do the whole book, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Because the part 2 is mostly on Christianity and for what they did to enslave us, keep us in mental slavery. This is the great illusion, brothers and sisters. Great and all, open your eyes. And Caribbean people in general. I do it on TikTok. So I hope you listen to me on TikTok. My name is Jim Ferguson, known as the Basketman on TikTok. The whole Bible is made to enslave me, to keep us in slavery, not to enslave, to keep us in slavery. Because they said that there was they free you in 1930 something. They say emancipation. Emancipation is a joke. Emancipation is just a word, just like heaven, hell, sin, and other words like that. Those other words don't mean nothing, brothers and sisters. So you have to get into it. And the great illusion is King James is the God the people praising in the Bible. King James is God. There is no other God anywhere that they're praising. Who do you answer in praise, brothers and sisters? Who are answering praise, brothers and sisters? Open your eyes and listen. And the whole thing about it is OBRism. The whole thing about praying for entities working over on some people to get stuff, or controlling some people by calling some people. For example, King James write a book on OBRism, and King Solomon write a book on OBRism. King Solomon also on his call the key of King Solomon. So this is where the OBR starts and control through the churches. Most of the church have the enslaved book, which these people write, the leaders of the churches. Most of the churches today in Grenada don't have it because they just run out from one church and make a church for themselves. But brothers and sisters, the whole thing is to control the people, keep them in slavery, and pay them to live in heaven while they are living in hell.
Okay.
Please, brothers and sisters. I would like to say something about Emlyn Pierre. And Emlyn Pierre talking about paying the gratuity and pensions. What I said before, you could remember earlier in 2022, 2021, somewhere about it, I said that Kit Mitchell and them would not pay the pension and gratuity, and this was a truth. Because, for example, Kit Mitchell said that he's going to pay the people pension and gratuity, people that resigned 2021, 2023. He will pay them. What's about the people that resigned before, brothers and sisters? Kid Mitchell didn't have no plan or in no way to give the people the pension and gratuity after working for 30 and 40 years, brothers and sisters. So Emlyn Pierre come in and talk about some stupid. Emlyn Pierre is a pathological liar. That they had things in plan. There was a thing in plan will never come true about to pay the people the pension. Brothers and sisters, NNP has no use in Grenada. NNP is just as the church. Emlyn Pierre, for example, say that the FED program, let me look at the FED program. $1.8 million got given to her to run the FED program for 2 years. how much people she paid for to do the program, how much money she spent on chemicals, brothers and sisters, and how much remain. As I said before, I going up country and campaign in the election because I am pay most to her at it and show us how she spent this $1.8 million, $1,800,000, brothers and sisters. Grenadian open me eye, Carrico and Peter Madison open me eye, and then this guy up there, Mr. Nimran, the guy was run against so and he running for Carrico. He has nothing good to say about Carrico. He was on the radio Monday, and two things he talk about, three things. The win was getting is not long enough. But how much years NNP was in power, they never build a jetty there. Did he talk about the Bella Road? I want to hear some news about the Bella Road, Mr. Kai, because Mr. Kim, because something about the Bella Road campaign, he can some kind of stupidness like that, and he coming to work for it, and he help people build house. Well, a lot of people helping people build houses, Mr. What is your name? And only you alone will help people build houses. After the storm of 2004, Ivan, up to now you could come and see my house. My house ended up in a pit because all the material rotten. What fall out that they couldn't apply to build a little something. And they never give me a help because the lady below me is NNP. When they was going wrong, to give the people houses, give the people clients to put. The lady below my house, in the bottom of me, she'll tell them, them got it 2 houses, 3 houses. And she tell them like that, NNP not for me. And my little bit of house still there, standing in front of her. Well, I can't finish it yet because the money, since comes up in the top of the wall, money stop running, so I can't really do nothing much. So my daughter tried to build a house alongside mine. And she's not yet finished, but she's in it with her children. And my PC is right there. So, brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening to me.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101. And you can also call, some of you could call 458-1914, 458-1914. Let me take another call there. Landline caller. Caller, come in. Caller, you on? Caller, good morning.
A pleasant good morning to you, Brother Kim.
Yes, good morning to you, yes.
Good morning, Brother Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning to you, my brother.
All right, I thought you went back home for your 5.
Okay.
You must have a nice program this morning, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You know what I like, Kim?
Yeah, tell me.
I listened long before I really make a call. That's why we had the program this morning. First. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wallace?
Oh, Mr. McLeod. Wallace McLeod?
Mr. McLeod. That man talk about something I just laughed if and I hear a certain individual come on the program on Tuesday. And same old. Everything is a belly road. He never come here. Is that road a goal or something? Because this is about 9th time this guy come. And even one of my colleagues called me and said, you know, you talk about Belly Road again. What is the problem with that road? Where that road is?
Right in Carrico.
But why this guy always talk about it? Government and there are topics here Tuesday. What they do, it have a couple of people house that they do no guttering, no this, and they just complain over. I say people complaining and people keep on coming to him. I never know he was a ground god. I know the people and Mama represent Mr. Coyle, something wrong, they will go to them.
Yeah.
I'm talking and doing a set of thing where he helping people build houses and people are so proud and they take out, well, Kim, I know you have the clip, I have
all the clips on him there, and I'm so disappointed in him. I mean, some of the things that he's saying because he's lies.
Don't want to call him, man.
I'm telling you straight up, lie.
Only coming to lie about. I saw you hear talk about the Belly Road. You know that was true.
Yeah, he has problem with the Belly Road. He had problem with the Windward Jetty. He had problem with the houses in town where they're going to do some everything. Just complain, and a bunch of lies.
I don't want to give that guy too much airtime. Let me switch to something else.
Yes, okay.
You look at the same woman from Kirkwood living right by me there. She called me. She didn't call me last week day. She said she wasn't around for the day. She went to do something. She said, I hear you calling for a rally, man. She said, like, you get it? I said, yeah. I find I didn't hear nothing. But when I listen to the news, they have a youth rally.
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yes, Sunday, yes.
It's not only that, too. The rally end up is a youth rally to start with in the morning. I mean, from 2 o'clock. And then to open the rally to big, small, everybody. So it's a touchdown. I say, oh, God, like, I go fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ask everybody to come out, you know.
Yeah.
And he was talking about it, old, young, everybody.
Come on.
He and King was on the program, your program Sunday. Well, I know you hear that too. I not to repeat that.
Yeah.
That call.
Uh-huh.
You know? And he and Ron.
Yeah.
But you couldn't tell me. I know you must have that too. What about the new tune? You have it?
I mean, ready to release it.
Yellow Fever. You release it?
We ain't releasing it. No. You always still, man. You always still.
Well, when I get a chance at that boy, all but my mind on is John Brother Coyle, you know. Yes, I see that was so good. Anyhow, I want to say good morning to Miss Mulbaya. I want to say good morning to Miss Gail Purcell and Miss Nella Purcell, and you understand, Miss Franca Bonadine. And also we have Miss Gail Purcell. Her mother does tune in to the station every Thursday. She all time locking. So I want to send a little request to her too, because I guess as much she is hearing the program now, and I know she go tell she daughter that she get a little big up from German. But Kim said they set up somebody to call my phone, and the person put the phone on unknown. If there's some nasty thing to tell me about, God will deal with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm born out of them. I will tell you in private.
Okay, all right.
You know.
Uh-huh.
But the program is good.
All right.
So I think I want to be more in a listening mode this morning.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye. Let me take a WhatsApp caller. Thank you for waiting, caller. Your next caller, come in.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, good morning. Yes.
Morning. First, I must say that the lady that called concerning the Bible. Now, wisdom speaks for itself, right? Now, I'm a Bible believing person, okay? I would not go among people who doesn't know the Bible and start a conversation with them. That is not wisdom. The lady is asking you a question that you don't know. So how could she get an answer? If it was a pastor you had on the program and she asking the questions, I could have understand that. But she asking all you and like she waiting for answers. That is not wisdom. So, lady, if you really want answer to the question you're asking, find somebody who know about the Bible. You can't ask a man who know about fishing in the river, pushing his hand on that stone and hold crayfish, and question him about how to hold a grouper out in the ocean. Although he's fishing, but there's two different things. He don't know nothing about fishing in the sea. He don't go under a stone in the river and hold a crayfish. So I think she lack wisdom there. Mr. Luther, I promised to provide answer to your question last week concerning how much toilet and bathroom that the government retrofits in people's home. I'm still waiting on the general count. I have about 44 or 45, but I didn't want that. I want around the whole country. Okay? It already surpassed 200, but I don't want to tell you about. I want the exact number. So facts are waiting on. So when I get it, I'm going to call back and release it to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
443-0101.
443-0101. You know, they just gave back just a couple of days ago, another 21 in, what area it was again? In Grenada, 21 Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the village, you know. But when I get it, I'll get it for you. Vibes FM, landline caller, come in.
Yeah, long time. Good afternoon. How do you?
Okay,
Basketman, good afternoon, boy.
go ahead.
Yeah, when Mr. Kim, yeah, things is happening in my community, you know. For about donkey years now, long time. Like the farm roads, with the agricultural roads. We Dr. Kid Mitchell never worked on the farmer roads for we farmers to take out our produce and to go in our land. But now I never see money spent so in this, in this government hand now because everywhere you pass in St. Andrews in Northeast, all farmers roads, like farm roads, by roads inside, every road now, they open it out, they grade it, and they put the binders and riverbeds and other things. Rail vehicles never pass, travel, no, people could pass from here today. Now I mean from Bellet to come down to Homeowner, from Tivoli to go back up in Berlin Central up there. So I want to say hats up to this government for spending a lot of money on agriculture roads and spending a lot of money on farmers too. Now I mean the fertilizer, seed, and other things. Now the next thing now, when was the COVID? 2019. Dr. Kid Mitchell, he was not here. When people suffering below the COVID, he go abroad and I want to make gradient. We we remember that and go back to the history. When he leave people are suffering below the COVID, he go abroad and take care of his health. And today now they talk about health, fix the health and fix the health. Care. But when everybody was dying below the COVID, line up containers for dead people. He said a lot of, and the government will be calling a program. A lot of people dying, children dying in the hospital. But I want to ask them this morning, if it's first time people dying, or people getting sick, or people dying in this country here, you know, because even the same Monge Hospital here, they line up, they bring out old horse, which is the dead people thing, put it up in the Monge Hospital Road, below the Monge Hospital Road. Maybe they want to collect dead people. You know, so when all the same people dying and people getting sick, no medication. Where the medication was to take care of the people in the COVID, we remember the history, remember all the containers. Dr. Kid Mitchell line up, he bring here left, right, center. So now he was thinking of all NDC go dead, all NDC supposed to go dead. But mix it up, NNP dead, NDC dead, child dead, mother dead, grandmother dead. You know what I mean? So today now you want to come and talk about healthcare.
Okay.
Which is the most people die under the COVID. Speak about it, talk about it, let the people know was not our medication. Why someone faring good? Why someone faring good? When I should go in the bush and after my cow, look all the one thing. I feel a mark on my foot where I have to run and hide from the police and because they was in control of the COVID. Some people was united and some was not. You know what I mean?
Okay.
United, you know, was a big lockdown. We had to go and line up for food, line up to go in the supermarket, certain times in the week and certain times or whatever time. You know, you remember the history.
Okay, caller.
Although the COVID come and the COVID go, but most people die in the COVID. I want to tell chatters on the streets, speak about it. Don't come and say fix the healthcare and fix this and fix that. Everybody have a good afternoon.
Okay.
It's a long time.
Okay, thank you so much, Shay. Okay. I mentioned about the toilets a while ago, and somebody just messaged me to give me the answer. Baghdad, St. Andrews, 21.
Baghdad,
Baghdad, 21 toilets were handed over just a few days ago. back. That's and proper toilets with and water and everything like that. So, but the count that our friend is doing there, he should have it for us soon. Vibes FM. Next caller coming. Caller coming. Caller, you next. Yes, go ahead.
I would like to ask a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Could the government do something about those parties that giving out all the misinformation, especially about Polaris?
Yeah.
The also the pension, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all this thing that Emlyn been saying. Could Emlyn, Jenny, that guy from that time running for Kit Mitchell constituency, right?
Yeah.
Cox, all of them. This misinformation that they've been pouring all over and over and over, when they know what they're saying is not true. Could the government put something in place where they could just shut these people and them up? Because it's very frustrating.
I doubt, because the reason for that is because we have what they call freedom of speech here, and they campaign. So
freedom of speech come with responsibility.
It does, yes, but still, I don't know. I doubt, because I mean, like you mentioned, there, quite.
Sometimes I reach these people and them was existing during the 79, 73, 83. There be discipline.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that. You can't be messing people's minds so much. After 23 and a half years or 24 and a half years, you're still pushing that same old line? Come on, man. Grenadians are up to it. We are seeing through them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's time that they should have stop that.
Okay.
If you're going to come up with something, tell us what you want to do for us if you want to get back in power. And so far, they have not been saying nothing. And some of the things that they are saying, like that white guy, is the same thing that we've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Carla, if as you said that when agents are seeing through this, okay, there's no need for banning any speech, because when agents are seeing through it.
He's speaking about the majority.
This is what is
Vibes
saying.
FM. Next caller.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
To my colleagues.
Yeah.
And how is every one of you?
All right. Okay.
I'm well.
Yes. When we talking about the Bible, we must know the Bible before we come and say things, because the Bible are written with allegories, analogies, parables, signs, and symbols. And mankind opinions used differently to bring across that. Some don't even know what they're saying. Some don't understand. Paul advises us to study to show ourselves approved unto God, a workman rightly dividing the words of truth. There is one God, and he has thousands upon religion, and all of them preaching, they know the truth and they have the truth. So the Bible has to be discussed divinely by God's Spirit in you, not by anybody saying anything concerning the Bible. And what's going on in our world will always go on. What has to happen must happen. We in an era of political campaigning by the LNP. And the campaigning and saying all kind of lies, all kind of different things. What they couldn't fix, they say when they come back, they go fix it. Who they couldn't rescue, they say when they come back, they go rescue them. So you all have a good day. And I don't like discussing religion and politics. Because they are confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, have a good day.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next line caller. Next line caller come in. Caller, you on?
Hey, Kim.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
There's somebody at the active for a very, very long time. Hold on. And every time I call the program, I keep on forgetting. Prelo is still in Keriku.
Hello? No.
No, I think Puello passed away. He passed away a few years ago.
Prelo passed away?
Yeah, a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gone to the great beyond.
Yeah.
Oh, I
If you
never
believe
know that.
that.
I
Yep.
never know that, you know.
Okay.
Well, if I didn't know that obvious, I wouldn't ask you for
Yeah,
it.
right, yeah, yeah.
Because I know he's a bad NDC, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, okay.
Okay, thank you so much. The calls are backing up. Let me try to take as many as I can, gentlemen. Vibes FM, next caller. Caller, what's up, caller? Thank you for waiting. You next.
Yes, from Toronto.
Yes, okay, go ahead, yes.
Yeah. I'm calling to say this. I looked at the NNP fiasco last night, put it that way, with eminent peer. Even though we live in the diaspora, it's so evident that the things that these people are saying are blatant lies. And because facts are there, because you look at them at Parliament, you look at them in many different ways. But the beautiful thing about it, I have to applaud Kem Jones, because he came back this morning
and he died.
He
dissected. He dissected.
Yeah, that's the word. Because I mean, sometimes it's good to put these people on screen with eminent peer, Kem Jones, and everything. Just dissect it. And I don't want to say too much of it because everybody knows eminent peer is just making herself a fool. She keeps putting her foot in her mouth all the time. That's why people are saying Keith is going to get rid of her. I think he has a lot of regrets. No, the Joseph guy, whatever he is in Keith's constituency, that man is not articulate. He doesn't know what he has to say. And when he screws up, if you take a look back at most of his campaigns he's on, you will see that he lean his head to the podium and make a laugh and think about how do I try to come back at that.
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister crack a joke on what PhD meant.
Yeah.
The politician, he's going to say things like that. He is using that on a platform for a man who says he wants to be
Prime Minister.
hopefully political one day.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense because Keith Mitchell said the nastiest things about the Prime Minister, the nastiest things that any person who is head of a government or head of a country would publicly state. I wouldn't state it because I guess you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they don't see a problem with that. The man make a joke and he gave his own definition of what PhD meant. Okay. What's the thing about that? Then I'm dropping little pieces and pieces. You see this doctor girl. The other day she was saying some things. Whoever wrote the script for her, she was messing up herself. Taking the deep breaths and all this kind of different thing. Act. But one of the things I think that they should really do in Grenada, right? They should have a political debate with the heads of the different parties. They should do that because I know that Deacon Mitchell is going to tear them to pieces.
I don't think they will show up. I don't think they will show up.
That's what I'm. I already conclude that, but that's what they should request because they know they cannot stand up to him because Emlyn is lying. I mean, we live in the diaspora. I remember Kate said on a program the other day that, she tried to insult a guy in the States. Well, you're in the States, you don't know, come here and live. And the guy shut her up. Because the funny thing about it, we here in the diaspora, sometimes we are more knowledgeable of what is going on in Grenada than Grenadians. Because when I call my family and a couple of friends, say, how you know these things? We don't know it. You should be living here. I say, no, I'm happy where I'm living because it seems as though we are more informed. Let me tell you something. The biggest thing that could be done right now is if they can arrange a political debate with the leaders.
That has
we are 90%, 90-something% sure that they would not show up. But let us see. Let us see, because they have to debunk these things that these people are trying to put in people's head. But people are not fools. Because people have relatives. We talk to a lot of people. We have ex-schoolmates. and so on. We may be big and going in with high 60s and early 70s, but we still have friends from school. And you get a whole different thing than what they're saying. You look at the programs, it has no substance. Absolutely no substance. I'm going to say the last thing. There was one lady, excuse me, I have a bit of the flu.
Yeah.
One lady in the meeting last night, she was wearing black with a little bandeau thing on her head.
Wait.
Yes, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It may be speculative, but the way that woman was sitting down, she was not clapping, she was not responding. Because when Emily was talking about the pension and this thing, because she seemed to be in a pensionable age, it was like, look at it again. It was like, is she for real? Is she for real? And some of the people's faces, because they knew what she was saying, they were lies. And she kept on telling the lies. And it's not a good face for Grenada. You're a politician, go out there and oppose what you want to oppose, but be truthful in what you're doing. Because it comes across very clearly to people that if people vote back these people into power, it's trouble. Because one of the things she said, I wrote it down, but she said they will revisit the pension.
Mm-hmm.
They would revisit it.
Yep.
The pension. And I'm glad that Kim made it clear, because I understood it. Because when you study accounting and economics and this, even you understand these things. And I'm glad that he clearly made it clear that they were just adding 3% to the NIS and say you're giving 70%, so you're giving more. I always looked at it that way. I say that that's not what they're doing. You are getting less.
Yep.
And they're making people fall for these sort of things. And Emily is going to get some PhD. I don't know what she's going to get PhD in, but she certainly better don't go into education, because she cannot educate anybody. And people are seeing her clearly. And this is as much as I would say today.
Okay.
They need to have a political debate and see how brave they are to come on the stage. Maybe Peter David might come.
Okay. I think
Emily is going to show.
No, they shouldn't come. Yeah. Well, let me just ask. Thank you so much, caller. We have a caller waiting. Luther, you saying something, Fike? Before the next caller.
What is wrong with being very black? I mean, it beats me.
He just mentioned he was just trying to identify somebody.
No, you can't identify.
Yes, black in complexion.
No.
Is that wearing black?
No.
Being black.
The way he said is very derogatory.
I don't think so. But let's leave that alone.
So why did he say he's being very? What is?
He was trying to identify the person to make us realize who he was speaking about. That's all.
He has identified himself as a racist.
Oh, come on. That's your opinion. Vibes FM. Next caller. Line caller, come in. Yes, come in.
Good afternoon, Tim, Mr. Leo, and Mr. Coy. How are you guys doing?
Okay, all right, okay. Good.
Great. Yes. This is Joel Mars here, the North Atlantic sailor. I'm going to identify myself with that.
Okay.
Yes, remembered.
Yeah, how are you guys doing?
We're all right. And what about you?
I'm doing fantastic. I could ask for more, but I'm taking it slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I would like to, I'm not going to be into the politics as such, but I'm going to say that I'd like to put that information out there. I'm going to be doing a relief run to Cuba.
A relief run?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a relief run to Cuba.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that information out there that anyone who's interested to provide supplies and mainly dry stuff, that they can get in contact with me or in contact with you guys, and then you guys could get in contact with me, and we can mobilize that and show solidarity and support for the Cubans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When are you planning to make that trip?
I'm planning to make that trip by the middle of next month.
Middle of May. Okay.
Middle of May, right? Yes.
Yeah, because I got to do some repairs on the boat, which I'm in the middle of here now. So I should be ready by then.
Okay.
And while you're on air, is it possible you could give our contact numbers, those of the listening,
Yes, my direct number is 421-7719.
Right, okay.
And my WhatsApp is 1242.
Yeah.
825.
Okay.
7906.
7906. Okay. All right. Okay. It's going to be interesting, because I know you've been working and trying to do as much, in that area. So going to Cuba is going to be a challenge, you know that.
Well, I know, but I'm always up for a challenge, because I'm the kind of person that says it's always possible. I never believe in the impossible.
Right.
I never do.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And if anyone in Cali could just assume, I could always, when the time is there, pass and pick up there. That would give people enough time who's interested to donate, because I think a direct connection would be very, very feasible and very welcoming. It would be very, very, very welcoming.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It's been quite a while. It's been on my mind. I've been inspired by that, but I was just putting it off. I was telling myself I'm not doing the right thing, or just my mind playing tricks on me.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it works differently.
Right. Okay.
I've been reminded about it a couple of times by a few friends. I mentioned it too, and they said, "Hey, you got to do it,"
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
So we got to show our solidarity, and I'm willing to go that way, and I would love to support our migrating people, and let's show that we are caring people and we are loving people as we always are.
Okay. Well, definitely we'll be in touch with you. Okay. And
okay, thank you very much.
Continue to your best and good luck. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye bye. Next caller. WhatsApp caller, come in.
Hello, good day, Kim. How are you doing?
Okay, not bad at all, huh?
All right. I just say let me call in and make a couple contribution based on my observation that I've been seeing lately with the new nasty party. I can't say the new national party. They have run the course of that. No. No, let me start with my good friend there from the Fountain Eye Grand Mall area, He got it, Mr. PhD. Player hate them boys with the player hating degree. Now, I've raised this point already, Kim, on numerous occasions. I've been asking myself. Now, I saw the doc, and they keep on in the doctorate. They just want people to know, them PhD guys. They keep on in it, because they up there with themselves, and they so eloquent with themselves, So they just pong it on us to make us we so superior. As if they think the office of the Prime Minister comes with all this situation. The Prime Minister is one that's showing them that, hey, look, this thing is for anybody. And when you get there, don't just talk about your love people. Come down on the ground and show people. Although I see the Prime Minister force them since June 22nd, he forcing them to mingle with people. They don't want to, He forcing them to mingle with people. And when they don't, Kim, they jump in the van and they sanitizing straight. And the same player hating degrees, fellas. Let me give them that. I heard Dr. Adrian Joseph say, Kim, on a video he did it still up with a lady that came to him and she was begging him and say, over a year, she's been out of water and she couldn't have basic needs and the electricity costs, whatever. And I keep asking the question, how is it that Adrian Joseph could do in a video like that? And we'll have the Honorable Kit Claudius Mitchell as the current MP sitting down there collecting $10,000 for allowances for constituency. Why is this woman coming to you to tell you this Nancy story? And Kim, let me tell you, there will be more stories like this to come because the NNP, they even have some of them supporters now pretending that they vote NDC and saying, well, I'm voting again because I ain't finally seeing this, I ain't finally seeing that,
right.
I ain't seen an MP and I know them to be NNP.
Yes.
Let me go again. Now, last night in the Trade Center, because we NDC seems like paying attention to the NNP meetings and them more than the NNP supporters. I hear the same guy with the player hating degree. He turned around and say a woman call him from St. David's and she need my this and she need my that. Now, Kim, well, who Adrian wanted to call when Kit Mitchell, the chairman, telling the party members to go to Adrian, Kim, Kit Mitchell collecting a salary and he don't do nothing for the constituency, much less those on the outer end. Everything he's telling them, go to Adrian, go to Adrian. So, Adrian, you accept the liability. You accept that you're going to be the two go-to man, the running man. So when people come into you, because your chairman proclaim you as a money man, he proclaim you as a money man. So don't vex and don't come and complaining and saying people calling you from what constituency and they need this and they need that. You going in, go up, you want to play, you spending 20, you giving away $20. You pass through from tonight, you giving out money. I'm the courtesy to, you know, Kim.
Yep.
My own self, me and that guy sit down there, security guy, the guy saying, well, look at that. Up to now, the man yet to tell me what he come in and do, you know. Say, look at the man come and he's still giving out. And the guy say, well, I look at that. I working with the government and I find the government doing good. I want to hear what you want to bring to the table. You giving out $20 and $100 cook a pot. Anyways, we move past that. Now, something Grenadians need to pay attention to Kim. The Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell, and I'm giving him all his quotation because they like those abbreviations. They like all that.
Yeah.
And like the Prime Minister said, the more abbreviation they have to the name, in my assumption, is the less they know about politics and people and helping people. So this guy say winning the election is not really a problem, you know, but governing will be a problem. Now, the Grenadian people heard Kit Mitchell say that in a meeting, and he maybe went over their head. Remember, when the so-called New National Party who claim that they know how to handle Grenada quote-unquote economy, they came, they give us 30 taxes, structural adjustment, they borrow money from Trinidad. Look, the Honorable Dennis Cornwall, Minister of Finance, has said, we have money we borrow from Trinidad, and we will now start the repayment process. We borrow money since in Ivan time, and we're starting to repay in September of this year. What was the NMP doing? The great manipulators of the economy, they said they could manage and they could do so much. What were they doing that they could not service our debts? And it's not like we didn't have the money, because the New National Party left our party treasury, as they so-called claiming. They didn't pay pension. They didn't do nothing. You know, they just had a savings plan going. And for who? Well, the Honorable Emily Pierre now I come to her now, because that saving plan, the thing that they had going on, some gone into the faith base, some gone into apartment structures on that shell company. And I want Grenadians to know that, you know, there's a lot of shell company running in Grenada from some of these so-called MPs. That's why the Prime Minister used the word. He don't understand these people and them who have done so much of wrong to the Grenadian people and the economy. They're lucky to be alive, because in some other countries, it's not so. You understand?
Yeah.
So they're lucky that the Grenadian people in revolt, like how Haiti do, they are very lucky to do us all these wrongdoings and still to be here today and continue misleading the nation. Let me move on, Kim. Now, leading the country, as Kit Mitchell said, will be a big problem. He said that, you know, in a meeting in St. Patrick. He said winning is not a problem, but the governance will be a problem. So Grenadians, get ready, because a structural adjustment with the New National Party is staying actual. Secondly, if the New National Party come back into power, honoring the pension agreement, they could always say the fiscal gap doesn't allow us to pay such and such. And Emily Pierre, last night in that meeting, proved what I've been saying about them for the longest while. If the New National Party comes into power, we will get the PW, TAU, name it, everybody, get all the jacket back on the road again, because they would always say the fiscal gap doesn't allow us to continue making payments on pension. So. And then we gone back to square one. So those union leaders were there outside, they some of them, and they find things going so nice for them, and they want to put deals under the table with certain political personnel to create unrest. I hope they are listening. And I hope the people listening, you know, because it's your contributions that these people and them messing up. Your contributions, they're representing you, and they're not acting in the way they're supposed to do. Look up to now, Kim. Some of the NASA workers meet me and they're asking, but when we go hear about things, well, we hearing everybody signing on, everybody getting this, everybody getting that. What about we? We don't hear nothing yet. What going on with them union and them? The bargaining agreement there. Why you all not inside there to sign what you all need to sign? You can't be playing politics with them people and them livelihood. You know, this is ordinary workers. You understand what I'm saying, Kim? So these things and them need to repeal. And the new national party, and I hope public service, the public service workers listening, you know, I hope they understanding all the agreements that signed and signed for 4-year, 3-year, and 4-year period. With the new national party coming into power, they would not, according to Emmeline Pierre, the more you keep her there, is the more she shows us things that maybe she should just do when she reached there instead of talking so much. They would not honor these agreements and them. The new national party will bring on, they will bring on the additional taxes. And let me tell you what go be they get them, they go to plan because they start talking in so many words. NDC messed up the treasury, they squander the money, the treasury broke, you don't not mean it. So we have to do that. We don't have a choice. No long talk again, Kim. Now, I heard Mr. Clark came on to the point the other day and he was saying that some of the workers tell him, well, look, some of the fishermen was saying, oh, well, they're building over the jetty. Why they didn't do a bigger jetty, whatever the case may be. So I wanted to ask Nolan Cox, but I did not get the chance because of the amount of time he take up. I wanted to know if Nolan Cox had the opportunity because he just come and he's saying a certain thing and he keeps saying at the end, well, I don't know, well, I don't know, well, I don't know. Did he have a chance to view the copy of the blueprint of that particular work that is going on in Pitimatnik on the jetty? Did he have a chance to look at it? Did Nolan Cox have a chance to look at it? When you come outside here and you're saying things, look, for example, you were speaking of they're making a set of people go and they have an investor what coming in and the people don't know what's going on with them. Nolan, I don't even know for myself what's going on. Nolan Cox, your MP, your Honorable Tevin Andrews is right there. If you want to know, reach out to him as a responsible political candidate and get the answers. But you come in with rumors and then you're saying, well, I don't know if they maybe have shares in real estate. Boss man, the only set of people that had shares in real estate was NMP. The piece of land that's still higher up Kuana Bay. Who was the biggest beneficiary of that? A former MP. He planned to sell over that land for the investor in Kuana Bay. That's where the damage start happening, you know. In case Nolan Cox plain, you don't know. He was minister for he had a position in infrastructure. And from Carriacou, my good old partner Lendo was the man getting all the work in Carriacou, Nolan Cox. Right now, everybody getting a chance to eat a piece of food. If Nolan Cox don't know. Lendo had thing going on so much for him, Kim, that he used to come down here, sleep calling Captain Harris with the secretaries. What he used to go on? And I said, no apology, my good partner. One person that used to get all the contract in Carriacou, less Nolan Cox don't know. He better go and find out. And stop with his nonsense that he coming on a radio station and saying, well, he seen much happening. Jamaica get $1 billion plus after Hurricane Melissa. And look at the recovery process in Jamaica as compared to Grenada. Big different scheme. I mean, it may not be perfect. Nothing is perfect. But what the Honorable Tevin Andrews doing and the Prime Minister, I'm sure, Kim, if after Hurricane Ivan, even if they didn't have the CRIF payment, and he's talking about the CRIF payment, that CRIF payment was up in a lot of different avenues. Grenlec had to get their share, Nawasa had to get their share, the Fisher folks had to get their share, and then housing. Look at the amount for housing. Not the 100 and something million like they always talking. That money had to bust down in various sectors. But if the Honorable Prime Minister of today was in power after Ivan, I'm pretty sure the recovery process that we had after Ivan would have been much better because we didn't have no help in Grenada here on mainland. We had no help. We had to do it on our own. Now look, NDC come and they're doing this type of house, build back better houses. And as the guy was speaking this morning, if you had a house that valued at 20-something thousand, when they don't give you that bill back, maybe 60-something to 100-something thousand dollars the value for you know.
Yep. Equity.
So they're giving us dignity, you know, Kim.
Yep.
And not just giving us wooden material. They're giving you bathroom and toilet, you know. So the new national party, they lost their way. And Kim, they want to pretend, oh, we bring new blood. It's the same Dr. Mitchell controlling narrative and the same 1910 campaigning style what's going on right now. And to the people of St. Max, I want them to take that in, you know, because they have a doctorate in St. Max, they have a doctorate in Northwest. Same game plan like 1995. They come back again with it. So here I talk him. These people are them up there. The woman that come to run. This woman never been up there. The woman staying in Lansing in she big place. She much renting for students. What she know about all you struggle. Right now, all you bringing these people and them who up there and they only want to sit down in room with certain people, and when you don't talk to them, they go and sit down and they're fighting to sanitize their hand because they don't want to be down here with us. They're forcing a point because of the Prime Minister. Let the Senmac people continue supporting this narrative. The same mismanagement that they had with Dr. Clarice Modest is the same thing we're going to happen with this one that they are coming. Nothing new. Same thing they're going to have with Adrian Joseph. Nothing new because the money is spending now. If an MP come inside there, they have been 3 to 4 years with nothing happening because they have to make back the money. And how are you going to make back the money, Kim? Why do you think NMP has so much corruption behind them? Eh? Why do they have so much corruption? Pay the ministers good. Look at what the Prime Minister do. Eh? Everybody get a raise of pay. And the new National Party people, Nolan Cox and all that, he should be telling the Honorable Prime Minister thanks. Because the Honorable Prime Minister raised parliamentarian salary. And instead they say thanks. They see they are the one saying, oh, well, look at that. They take money for themselves. But say you get tuna, you get in. It's for all of us.
Okay, Carla.
It's for all of us.
Carla, thank you. You could go all day, boy. All right, thank you so much there. Okay. 443-0101, 443-0101, 403-0101, and 458-1914, 458-1914. He touched on quite a few different things there, you know, and he mentioned, you speak about Cox. Did you guys listen to Cox the other day on GBN?
No, I didn't.
Did you?
I didn't listen to him.
Oh boy, really? Cox needs some advice, and he needs to do some research, and he needs to get back and get to speaking the truth. The truth I'm talking about, truth. I have a couple of clips on him. Let me see. I have a couple of clips on him from that last meeting, and something he was saying. Well, not say every one of them that he was talking about. Let me see. Listen to this. I'll just play a little bit of this one. Listen.
Okay, you know, there's always things that folks will speak to you about within the various constituencies, and you know,
there are a number of issues. JT and I spoke about some of them with the housing and how persons are treated unfairly, but there is one issue that has recently surfaced. And I really want to, I was tempted to speak about it previously, but I just wanted to ensure that what I was hearing was actually what is going to happen. And so that has to do with the town of Hillsborough, GD. There was some proposal put forward on social media, spoken about enhancing the town of Hillsborough, that some of the buildings would have been damaged. Now, there's a particular area, a cool area right in Hillsborough, where they had some small businesses, some small shops, various shops, either selling liquor, food shop, and other things right in Hillsborough. I was informed that there is a government intention, I think that is also indicated also by government, to acquire those lands, including the Regatta Jupiter. You know the GTA that here right in front Main Street there, to acquire those lands to construct. I think some concept was placed on social media for some mall. Now, this is creating some challenge for those property owners. And let me explain it, and let me explain it in the context of what is really happening and why I'm raising.
You heard a word that he used, the property owners.
Yes,
Listen,
property owners.
Listen, you hear that word, eh?
Yeah.
We're going to get back on it. We'll go back on it. I'll just play a little bit more.
This. Now, GD, there is nothing wrong with enhancing or improving the town. There is nothing wrong with that. Yeah? And I'm fully support of modernizing and improving wherever necessary. I'm in full support of that. Now, what is happening, I don't know if the government has what conversation that they had or have with the landowners or the person
landowners. Listen to those words.
I don't know to the extent of the conversation. But what I'm hearing, that the intention is that those lands are going to be acquired. Persons are going to be paid for whatever the land value. And those lots are going to be developed into some mall, and the booths are going to be rented out.
You listen to that? Those lots are going to be rented, played up, and the people will be paid, and they're going to be rented out or whatever the case may be. I mean, listen, this guy's ingenious.
if government is not going to be involved in real estate. I don't know what is the plan. I don't know if government is partnering with business people to develop this area, to build this mall. But where the challenge lies and what is the real issue is centered around those persons who are occupying those lots. Now,
let me stop it there, man. Let me stop it there. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Hold on. Cox better go back and get his facts together and stop misleading people. And like he was speaking to GT on the program. He could tell GT all these things and GT don't know better because GT doesn't live in Caracol. He mentioned property owners and things like that. Let me tell you something. Cox, I hope you're listening, and I hope whoever listening will tell you. There's one piece of property there, one piece of property owned by some of, I forgot the name of the person now, but one owner of the piece of property. The property is just about maybe about 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. It's a little strip. Now, what transpired? Listen what transpired. Years ago, the owner of that property left someone in charge of the property when they migrated. Now, whoever they left in charge was operating there, and because the owner wasn't coming back, and then people asking little favors here and there, the person who was in charge of the property, right? Just in charge of the property was giving little spots to people. So you get a couple little spots, you take a spot, my good friend, man, no problem, because they ain't coming back, and they make little spots, whatever. Now, over the years, listen to it, over the years, what transpired is that after giving all the spots to the people, right, they were giving that person who gave them permission a little rent, something, whatever, you make a little money, whatever, a little thing like that. Now, after that person, after they died, the persons who were occupying the property at the time still stayed there. And then as time goes on, whoever was occupying a spot, suppose like you were occupying a spot, right? And then you die, and your son was helping you, your son continue. And then your son continue, and then he die, and his daughter continue. And this is what's going on there, Nobody has ownership of that property, period. I'm telling you facts. No, except the original owner. Nobody. No. Let me finish. Let me put the story out there because people must listen. One owner, and the other people was basically what we call squatters for the longest while. You keep quiet. Let me finish.
What do you mean squatters' rights?
Listen. Let me finish. They were occupying that place illegally. They were operating there without permission, and there's no ownership. There's no papers. Nobody has nothing on that property. So if now the owner of the property decide that they're going to take the property now because it's been demolished, all the buildings and everything like that, and do whatever they want to do with it, whether the government get involved or whoever the case might be, they have a right to do so. Nobody's been displaced. As Cox is just trying to put some false story out there. And that's exactly what been taking place. It was taking place, but he knows better. And he's saying, "Well, I don't know, or they're talking and everybody this and that." Whatever. Tell Cox what.
So his contention is that the government has disenfranchised people who had businesses there and who are working there, and he said he heard that they want to put some mall there. He doesn't. He's not sure. So he's saying that the government is removing people to build a mall. Oh, in fact, I remember one question that they seem to be going into the real estate business.
Right.
Based on what you have just said there, Kim, I don't understand that statement, getting into the real estate business. Development. It's not real estate, it's development. You want to, and of course, he says that they want to build a mall there. Well, I don't see nothing wrong with a mall. Huh? And to give the impression as though that is wrong.
But and not even that, the talk came about, that if they were to develop, the government thinking about developing there, then the original people who are operating there will be given first preference to occupy a spot where they were or something of the nature. But let me tell you more about the property. Hold on. There were about 5 or 6 of them operating on the ground there. Not food, I'm talking about food places. And bars and whatever the case might be. None of them have running water or toilet.
And the Ministry of...
and the ministries have closed them down a long time. None of them have bathroom, running water, or toilet facility. When you want to do something, you have to go behind a building, or maybe go in between a building or something of the nature.
How
and
long
things
has
like
that been
That's
going
been
on?
going on for the longest. It's still.
You don't have to shout and what.
No.
I don't want you to raise
No.
your blood pressure and get a stroke.
No. I'm get stroke.
It
My
looks like
blood
you're
pressure
getting a
is
stroke
because
now.
no. Because
I'm asking how long has been. And
it's still going on. It's still going on. It's not going on now because the place had been demolished.
Why has it been still going on? Don't you have a new government in place who could look at that and could have rectified
Well, no.
it?
Listen, it was no attention was paid to it. I say so because it's been there, whatever.
Yeah.
But divine intervention, burial come.
But I think
and
they'll
burial
expose
the whole.
Talking about divine.
I exposed them. And now,
but then again, too, I mean, we have been. I remember these conversations in this studio talking about the rebuilding of Hillsborough, yeah, and all things. Even there were discussions about, I mean, I don't understand. So where was he when all these ideas? Oh, he said something's wrong on Facebook. Oh, I guess that's where he got into them. But these things were discussed and have been discussed about the development of Hillsborough.
Yes,
I mean,
and my concern here is that you said this has been going along a long time, okay, and they've been selling food and beverages, and there are no bathroom.
Yeah, and nobody pay attention to that.
Okay, where was the health department?
But I'm saying yes. For 23 years,
no, we are talking about this government.
Yes.
Okay, this government got how many years have they been?
This government has come. Yeah, but
and what does it take for the health department to go inside and close them down?
The health department has not been doing their job.
This is
so no.
The health department has not been doing her job under this government.
Under the previous government.
No. This government is there. Has been there.
Look. Let me tell you something. Hold on. You don't create no argument.
I know businesses there.
Hold on.
I know businesses there. I know businesses have been there for 10, 15 years. No,
40 years, 50 years.
So the
since
point,
I was a little boy.
I mean, we can't.
1965.
The point is, you see these wrongs. You're in for correct the thing.
It's going to be corrected now.
You have not corrected. You did not. But you complain. It has not been corrected.
Okay, it's going to be corrected now. Give thanks.
Yes.
And Cox upset.
Yeah.
And talking this nonsense. Boy, if I catch, look.
No, don't.
Watch.
But
hold on. But he knows better, and he's just giving this false information. Look, let me tell you. He could talk to GT like that, but he can't talk to me about Carriacou. I was born before him. I know more about Carriacou than he does.
Why? It doesn't necessarily mean because you're
I am stating a fact. I know as a fact
that you were born before him. Okay, thanks.
And I know more of Carriacou than him.
We have to contend about that because the issue is that facts and are the facts correct? Are the facts accurate? Are they accurate?
You can call it facts.
The information that has been
right.
Out,
That's better.
Yes. Okay.
Information.
Is it accurate? So I mean, if it is, it is. But
no, you say if it is and it is. Come on, is this either if it is or it is? Which one?
I'm saying if it is accurate, it is accurate. That's what I'm saying. So
well, obviously, if it's accurate, I mean, what this is a tautology. If it's accurate, it's accurate. What kind of nonsense is that? If it is accurate, it's accurate. Obviously, everybody knows if it is accurate. What
are you trying to say? You don't understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't understand. Because if you say
if you don't ask a question, I'm the one who's speaking, and I'll explain it to you.
Let me speak. Hold on. No, make me take you guys off. No, forget it. Hold on. I don't want to take up the microphones. Listen, let's do this orderly without arguing. The facts, Cox. I mean, no Cox. No. Continue. Koi, you were saying something.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm saying that. Yeah. I'm saying that. If you're speaking and what you are saying is not accurate, correct, right, proper, then hush him out. Yeah, but if it is correct, accurate, and proper, well, it is that. Because facts, in the face of facts, we have to respect facts. So don't tell me I'm talking Tata.
Okay, hold on. Look, hold on. I just state the facts. I just explain to you what has been happening, what is going on there for the longest while, and Cox is telling the biggest lie he ever told.
I mean, come on, man.
He should not be doing that. He should not be saying those kind of things. But he could say those things like I say to people like GT and them because they don't know Carriacou. I could tell you for a fact. Listen, almost every one of those shacks that's been operating there, I could tell you the hand-me-downs. There was one of them where the brother was there. That was the brother, the owner, the original guy who occupied the place and was given permission there. And he bring his brother there. The brother they bring, when the brother died, he gave it to his daughter. When the daughter died, the daughter gave it to her son. And the thing you could take almost every one of them and just break them down and see exactly what's been going on for the longest while. Yeah. But my contention is now that there is no owners, as Cox is talking about, owners of the property and whatever and kind of nonsense like that, and they're going to trust through them out just like that, whatever. They never own the property, never. They don't pay a tax, they don't pay rent, they don't pay nothing. And they've been operating in a way too that's unsanitary according to health rules. They should not be operating the period. This thing should be stopped long time ago.
Why was it not stopped?
Well, it's going to stop now.
No. The problem is
I don't know why it wasn't stopped.
Was it?
I cannot answer that question, but I'm going to tell you now. It's going to stop.
Should it not have been stopped around?
Fine.
And the health department is what?
Okay.
2 doors down?
Okay.
And nothing has been done?
Right.
Under this government?
Under the previous government too.
No.
Say both governments. Say both governments.
You don't tell me what
say,
they
well,
say.
they would allow it. No, say both governments. Not. No. Both governments.
I know. These buildings and shacks. I would say shacks really, but buildings over there many years ago. So I mean, I don't understand the rationale for us trying to get us to agree that is now start happening, and it's because it's happening under this government. So we have to be careful. We have to be careful that the same thing that we condemning, we are not guilty of it, you know. Because listen, this thing was there. I mean, people come in Carriacou, the Jupa and all these other buildings were there years now. Okay, it's not been there. So, but it's not only under this government, but now, as you said, Kim, thank goodness something is being done now.
That's it. Finally.
Thank goodness something's been done now, and I look forward to a mall there.
Yes.
Yeah.
With proper running water, proper toilet facilities, and not even that. There's a problem in front of there that you guys not even aware of. A drainage problem.
Yes, I remember the drainage issue when it comes to the Jupa.
Yes, and it comes right there.
I remember that.
And there's been a constant stench there in that area there too that needs to be addressed. So if the government now is going to step in there and do something about it, give thanks. Vibes FM, caller coming. Okay, this one. Okay, yeah. No, definitely. We should be very thankful. And Luther talking about this government was in there. Look. The previous government was there. Hold on. The previous government was 23.
Who is there now?
23 years.
23 years.
Your government was there.
For 23 years, what
your government
the
was
other
there.
party has done? That's not my government.
Yes.
No.
Well, whose government?
It's not my government.
Well, which is your government now?
The government in place is our government. It's our government. It's my government. It's your government. Until and unless it's replaced.
Boy, I can't wait for Cox. And hold on. I received a letter from him the other day, you know, and as a matter of fact,
and you didn't put it on the
no.
yet?
I didn't put the press release yet, but I intend. Is my intention.
Because you said something.
No. He introduced himself. Nice. It was a very lovely letter.
Right.
And he introduced himself as the candidate. He says he was a candidate for the next election.
Yes.
And when I saw the first thing of candidate, you know, I said to myself, I thought candidates, according to the former prime minister, were decided when the election is called. They usually call them caretakers before. But he says the candidate, so maybe...
Well, probably that process went through already. But
usually when the election is called, you say candidate. Not until you register, you know, you go for polling day and things like that. You call yourself a candidate. But anyway... But beside that, that's also nice. Wait, let me speak.
So he wrote you and
yes, very nice.
He coming on?
Yes, he'll be contesting in the general elections, and he applauded the businessmen and the contribution we have been making, and he's willing to sit down with us and discuss with us and things like that. I'm willing to sit down with him too. Are we waiting?
Generic letter.
Yes, and so we could talk, and I would invite him on the program.
Well, yeah, we have always.
I'll write him an official. No. I'll write an official letter. Make sure it's delivered to him. So to invite him to this program to listen. No. We're going to give everybody a chance, including your DPM candidate to Luther. What's his name again? Archie. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to invite him. To
maybe I think when we started this program years ago, when Scooby was on, I think maybe you could invite Scooby on to get their things.
Scooby wouldn't come back on this.
No, you don't know that. Have you invited him?
Listen.
No, have you invited him?
Let me answer.
No, have you invited
Let me answer. There is no need for me to invite Scooby to this program because I know from our relationships he would not come. And I'm not going to go into details and expose anything at this time. Just leave it right there.
Well,
Scooby would not come back here.
I can tell you. I spoke to him yesterday, and he said if he's invited, he'll come back.
He wouldn't come.
He said if he is invited,
he'll
he'll come
tell you
back.
that. He will tell you that.
Well, you will say anything yourself.
No. I'm telling you. I'm speaking now.
So you know better than Scooby what Scooby would do.
Scooby wouldn't come here.
Because you're scared to have him back?
No, I'm not scared.
That's why this is what it means to me. You're scared to have him back.
He wouldn't come here.
Huh?
And
No, he wouldn't come here because you don't want him here. Because you're scared to have him back.
Leave that there. Leave that there. That's not important now. Let's take a call. Vibe FM. Call a comment.
Hello?
Hello, yes.
Cody K?
Hi, what's up?
Hey, bro. Not too bad.
I miss you, man. I miss you here.
What's going on with that site in Hillsborough, Mr. Cox?
Cox talking a setter. I can't use that word on the radio.
Please don't.
Yeah. Well, what does he know about that site that the occupants don't know?
Right.
I could relate from A to Z pertaining to that site because I'm the oldest tenant there, and everybody else that is there came after me.
Right. Look at that.
And I know of the owners that we knew who died so many years ago, and the subsequent squatting of the site by all who occupied it. So if there is anything that Cox wants to give as information, he should ask somebody who knows instead of giving false statements about the property.
Yes.
The government didn't force anybody out of there. Beryl did us a favor by getting rid of the shanty buildings that were there.
Mm-hmm.
And now that there is people who've been occupying the site and are not even qualified for adverse possession are filing for such.
Yes.
And so the government should, in my advice and opinion, acquire the spot because we've been there for that long. No rent, no taxes, nothing going to the government in the heart of town. So none of us have any right to the people's property because we all were squatting. Since the passing of Julian Billy, who was acting as an agent for the owners, who predeceased Julian Billy, some of them since in the 70s. Folks who were there, I'll tell you that, you see, there were 5 people there on that site. 5. And that site is not even 6,000 square feet. So it's very difficult to properly assign or allot any of that site to anybody for proper billing to this day. People are existing there without proper trolley facilities in the heart of town. And all the drains that are there and are building outside what is acceptable by the physical planning unit. So I'll be first to suggest that the government take that site, clean it up and do something on it that will help Carriacou and the island of Carriacou. Yeah?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So that is what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, you see the first lot from the beach coming towards the street, that was occupied years ago by Enos and Omega Moses. When they left, the site was passed down to Joe Billy, the brother of Julian Billy.
Right. You hear that?
After Joe died, he passed it on to his daughter, I think his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so after that, Cuthbert inherited. Coming a little closer, you have what was leased to Olga Cummings Agostini since I was a little boy in town. When she passed, her niece, Phyllis George, occupied it for a short while. Then her son, Michael Agostini, occupied it. Then, out of the blues, the last person to occupy that there is, we call him Cracker. What's his name again?
No Cracker.
Miller David.
Yeah, David.
Miller David.
Yeah, he passed on.
Miller David wasn't there for 5 years yet, but he was trying to file for adverse possession, alleging that he was there for 12 years. What a blatant lie. Coming further on, that was occupied by Julian Billy until he died. The story goes that Julian Billy was owing the Alexis some money, and they occupied the land there in lieu of the money that Julian Billy was owing them, not Lloyd Joseph. The next person to be there is Agnes Joseph, my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And when she passed, I inherited that spot.
Mm-hmm.
And after me is Feline Sylvester, who passed to his daughter Estelle and then to Abu.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us have been paying any decent taxes or no rent to the property in the heart of town. And it's a shame. So I am opposing the fact that if that place is to be properly utilized, the government should take it, build something there, and if the folks that were on site before want the right of first refusal, let them have it.
Right.
But everybody building Vicky and creating a ghetto right in the middle of Hillsborough is unacceptable, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how it is.
Yeah.
So don't blame the government for anything. The fact that there are a lot of properties in Carriacou, be it Hillsborough or all over Carriacou, that are not on the cadastral survey.
Yeah.
And what is being done to them.
Yes.
So the fact that the raid came through and got rid of all these shacks that are there, including mine, is a wonderful opportunity for the government to acquire the site and do something decent for Carriacou and the people of Carriacou.
Right. Right. Luther, you hear the history? You hear the history of the property?
I have not denied the history. I don't know anything about the history.
Well, you hear it from the horse's mouth. Eh?
So what?
He was a tenant. He's still a tenant.
So what is your point?
The point is
Not just a tenant, the oldest tenant.
No. What is your point, Kim?
My point is that what Cox is saying there right now is a lie.
Well,
it's a big lie.
I am not.
You agree with me?
I'm not interfering with the NDC party policy at all.
That's not NDC policy. No.
So
Cox talking. Cox is speaking.
And NP party. I'm not interfering in any.
That's not
NP. Cox is not an MP.
I don't know who he is, but I know.
And you just told me that he's.
Listen.
You just said that he told you he's running as a caretaker.
As a caretaker. But yes.
No, he's a caretaker for what party?
Look, what
party?
NNP.
All right.
But you
just say you don't know.
He's speaking on his behalf. He's not speaking on behalf of the party.
How do you know that?
He said so.
Okay. If he is here,
Luther, hold on. So Leo.
Kim.
Yeah.
I'm so very sorry, but I was doing something so very important. I didn't hear what Mr. Cox's contribution. What did he say about that site?
He says, so Leo, hold on. If I play it, let me see. I have it on the. Let me see if I could play it for you. What he said there. I hope he doesn't cut you off, because you guys are on the same line. But hold on, I might be able to. I might be able to do it. Let me see. Boom technology. Let me see. Use my skills. Okay. Boom. Let me try see if you might be able to hear it as well too.
GT, there was some proposal put forward.
Are you hearing
on social media? Talking about enhancing the tongue of Hillsborough. that some of the buildings would have been damaged. And there was a particular area, a cool area right in Hillsborough, where he had some small businesses, some small shops, various shops, either selling liquor, food shop, and other things right in Hillsborough. I was informed that there is a government intention. I think that is also indicated also by government to acquire those lands, including the Regatta Jupiter. You know the GTA that here right in front Main Street there, to acquire those lands to construct. I think some concept was placed on social media for some mall. Now, this is creating some challenge for those property owners. And let me explain it, and let me explain it in the context of what is really happening and why I'm raising this. Now, Judy, there is nothing wrong with enhancing or improving the town. There is nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and I am fully support of modernizing and improving wherever necessary. I'm in full support of that. Now, what is happening? I don't know if the government has what conversation that they had or have with the landowners or the persons who are occupying those lands. I don't know to the extent of the conversation. But what I'm hearing, that the intention is that those lands are going to be acquired. Persons are going to be paid for whatever the value, the land value. And those lots are going to be developed into some mall, and the booths are going to be rented out. So the question is, I don't know if government is now going to be involved in real estate. I don't know what is the plan. I don't know if government is partnering with business people to develop this area, to build this mall. But where the challenge lies and what is the real issue is centered around those persons who are occupying those lots. Now, I know for two people in particular who spoke to me, two owners. They are saying that whatever business they used to transact, that is the only source of income.
Okay, Salio.
That is the only.
Salio.
Yeah.
After I cut today, you get enough. You get enough for now.
Oh, yes. Well, Kim, first let's establish the facts. None of the people occupying that property owns the property. Not any one of us. We own that property. That property, the last person we knew as an owner or owners, Lloyd and Louis Joseph from Petit Martinique, living in Harlem, died since about mid-70s, and his sister Louis living in New Jersey. Few years ago, in an attempt to regularize the property, the daughter, her name is Alma Joseph, of Lloyd Joseph, I brought her to Carriacou. I invited her to Carriacou to try to regulate stuff for that lot. But she looked at it and thought it wasn't, she didn't want to bother with it because she was not the only beneficiary from that property. So she left it and went back to Kenya. Nobody owns the property. The first person who attempted to say that they filing for possessory title was Miller David. And Miller David wasn't there for 4 years yet, but he's filing for possessory title. Everybody's a smart man. I told Cuthbert and I advised Cuthbert, I said, Cuthbert, what we're doing is wrong. None of us own the property. Leave it alone. Let the government fix it and enhance Hillsborough. Everybody's trying to build Viti, doing what they want. 5 of us in front there, we had only 2 toilet facilities. 5 people on the property. You see what is it, Carriacou is a dump? So that is what happened. So don't try to give the impression that the government is depriving anybody of what is rightfully theirs. That is not true. And I, Leo Joseph, have been occupying there long before anyone else. Long time. When I complained to them, they tried to accuse me of want. I don't want that land. But Hillsborough must be enhanced. And in this day and age, in 2026, nobody should be allowed to make it another bitam, another shanty town. So that is my opinion on the whole thing. So what Cox is saying is a blatant lie, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I would challenge him night or day to deal with that property because I have all the information on it. So that's where we are.
I see the oldest tenant. You're hearing it from the oldest. You call yourself a tenant?
By now, he graduates from a tenant to be a squatter?
No, the tenant who occupied the property the longest, it may not be the only tenant. But, Leo, I agree with you absolutely. The only thing I was discussing with Kim was while it was occupied, there was, he said there were no toilet facilities. So that was a health problem that I saw.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
But I think you're quite right.
I think it's time that something be done proper in town. And like I was even mentioning earlier on too, there's a drainage problem right in front there. Right, a big. You don't smell that thing sometimes.
But not only that, Kim.
Yeah.
Some of the drainage is not even covered.
Yeah.
Right.
Properly.
Yes.
And at any point in time, somebody's foot could go down in those old boats that they have in front there.
Especially.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So Leo was saying, especially when you have one or two. You go down in the drain, easy.
You know something?
Some people must speak for themselves.
Yeah.
This is everything about the whole idea is wrong.
Yeah.
And people trying to give the impression that they've been there for so long, not true. Not true. I mean, some people have been getting away with murder, including probably even myself, because I can't remember paying a dime rent.
Look at
that.
How long have you been there?
So you've been there about 20-something years, 30 years maybe? How long?
What is it? What is it, Kim?
I know you've been there since around 1970, somewhere around there.
Around that time.
Yeah.
So we were talking about going to 40 some odd years we're on that side.
I'm telling you.
So Simon.
Yeah.
Telling me.
Adverse possession.
No.
So it's time to clean up Carriacou. And the people who are there are occupying, I could tell you, not any one of us is destitute. So to say to taking away people's livelihood is baloney. It's not true.
Yeah. But
don't come on. If Cox want to gain some political mileage, do it the proper way. And I will publicly assert that, and in a very low way, that the government should take this thing, take it to tonight. I give it a minute first.
you are not building again. What keys are giving them?
No. I made a abundantly clear to them that I don't want to go there. I don't want no piece of land there. I'll give any one of them the right to first refusal when the government do something proper. Build some decent boutiques. They could make it souvenir shops, small restaurants with the proper facilities, running water, and toilet facilities.
Right.
How you could be operating things to the public in the heart of Hillsborough. We don't want this to happen. We see enough trouble.
Yeah.
we want to improve.
Right.
Build back better.
Right. Yeah. Quite agree there. You see? That's the story. That's what I tell you when I heard Cox talking this nonsense there. I get vexed. No, honestly. No, honestly. And because he knows better too. I think he knows. No, I think he knows better. I ain't saying I think he know better. He know better, man.
Don't raise your blood pressure.
Honestly, Carriacou, no, you don't speak of Carriacou like that. Oh, listen, I have the whole thing with ENG today. But listen, this is only one. We have more to go, but we're going to leave the rest for next time. We just touch this one today. Because this one... No, that doesn't make any sense. No.
I'm not getting involved in any politics. Staying clear.
Stand clear.
Kim?
Yes.
Kim?
Yeah.
They could say what they want. I've appointed myself sergeant in the Carriacou army to fight for Carriacou.
Yes.
Sergeant. So we call you Sergeant Joseph now?
Sergeant Joseph. Sergeant Joseph.
Yeah, in the Carriacou army.
In the Carriacou.
Defending Hillsborough. They don't take me check and bring it out already. They want to make another campaign. No way.
And by the way, I see they start some work on the Jupa,
They took it out? They took it down?
It's done and it's born.
Let me, go ahead.
Let me tell you something about the Jupa. The Jupa was built on port property with the permission of the port.
Okay. Oh, the
Something
port.
that was established by a Jamaican lady. What's her name? She was, remember her name just now, who worked at Barclays Bank. It was a little shack, that's what we call it, the Jupa. That was built there to do the Jupa works around regatta time. And as time go on, the port just allowed us to expand what was supposed to be Jupa. The last expansion was in 2005 after I run Emily. The Cuba was given some money from USAID and NDP to expand the Jupa. The Jupa, the property doesn't belong to the Jupa. It belongs to the port.
Right.
And the Jupa staff have not been paid any rent too.
Everybody's been
Everyone's squatting. Everyone's squatting.
Everybody's squatting in the middle of town.
In the middle of town. In the open. In the open, eh?
Well, I think the port is about to take it back now, take control now, because there's some.
I see. Until I am advising the current administration get a front end loader and take from my teeth and those sub until they make the water. Just take everything. Go.
Don't stop until you make the water.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we don't put something decent that so I could say that is my Karakou, which I've been fighting for all my life. I'm proud of it. Look at something when you come, you could see the difference of a little boarding city and a shanty town.
Yeah. Boy, the history, but see, I'll tell you one thing I always say, when you want to know about Karakou, you ask Solio. Solio has the encyclopedia.
And not only when you want to know Karakou, but the tongue. The go around here. That's his playground.
That's
his playground.
That's his playground. You can ask him questions.
From Church Street, come right down.
Leo, there's a proposed debate among the three major political parties, leaders of the what's your take on that?
What, a debate?
Yes.
Well, yes, that would be a very good idea. Because I would want a presentation from all the different parties.
Yeah.
Either what they did for Karakou or the intention for Karakou.
You're Karakou.
No. You have to broaden your scope. Grenada.
No. Karakou.
What?
No, Grenada. What should be done?
Karakou.
Including.
We live in Karakou. Karakou, man.
Karakou.
Where you're having a national debate. This is
among Karakou.
No. A national debate dealing with Karakou.
Well, that's another national debate.
Why not?
Unless we declare independence.
No. That is to say, anybody who wants to voice in and have something to contribute could contribute, But in this instance, this part of the national debate will be dealing with Karakou.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, any national debate will be dealing with all the parishes, I would assume, including Pity Martinique.
Listen.
Cleo, I'm hearing you saying Karakou. What happened to Pity Martinique?
No, but Karakou means Pity Martinique.
No, that doesn't mean Pity Martinique.
Again, I always say, when I say Karakou, it's CPM or Karakou and Pity Martinique, because that's where that's my base.
Yeah.
So I can talk for the entire state, but for my base, and I could tell you, I could go back as far as Mami Sylvester, not H.A. Blaze, not Patterson, not John Postel, not Elvin Nimad. You understand me?
Yes.
Before that,
and that is why I'm so proud to say that in my life, I'm in Karakou, and I'm not no spring chicken. This is the most attention the constituency of Karakou been given by any political group.
Yeah.
And I would say the Honorable H.A. Blaze, who I think was probably our greatest representative ever, our Prime Minister, his hands were tied because the mainlanders were complaining about Mr. Blaze paying too much attention to Carriacou. They say he wanted to bring government house in Carriacou.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s, when we get electricity, and then we got the airport, and then we get borehole water.
Yeah.
All was done on the H.E. Blaze.
Yeah, I remember.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the next biggest thing to happen to Carriacou, that infrastructural development where CCC built all the roads.
Yeah.
That was a program spoken for by Nicholas Brathwaite.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was implemented by NNP and Kiss Michel, they didn't speak for it, you know. The only thing that he promised to do for me, in particular on Carriacou, was to cover the tennis court since in 97, and he ain't done yet.
Still waiting.
So I don't understand
Yeah.
how people could say why we've been neglected for too long. And that's why I do tell Mr. Cox, boy, you're Carriacou, and I like you, and I have nothing against you. But the elements you're supporting, you can come back in Carriacou with that to convince me. After all the years, nothing what done for Carriacou.
Yeah.
CHS, where millions of dollars were spent by Carriacouans and people who care about Carriacou, the bulk of it by Leodo, is supposed to help improve our health situation. What we got from them, nothing, you know.
Yeah, I know.
And because,
Mm-hmm.
and because we got some duty-free concession, which is by law, what is required. Then the government helps Carriacou, which is what they're supposed to do, not Leo.
Yep. No, you're right. Yes, he's right.
Invite Cox for a little discussion on vibes.
Well,
We'll be happy to have him.
I plan to. As a matter of fact, you didn't hear the part when I said I received a letter from him a couple of days ago, you know, where he was saying that he was going to be the candidate for the next election and he's willing to sit down and discuss and have, you know, conversations with him. So I'll take him up on that.
Leo, let me take you over something.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be happy to listen and give my opinion.
No, you should be here.
I assure Mr. Fox it will be quite civil. No shouting, nothing. Just asking some
straightforward
questions
questions.
very politely,
Uh-huh.
and make your case.
Yeah.
Make your case for Carriacou.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Okay.
Leo,
Okay.
let me challenge you on something. You said concessions are required by law on a particular project. You're talking about
Yes.
By-
Okay. If not something, it's something that was established by the government.
But you said it is.
If you find me saying my law is not too strong, is a welcoming statement that was made by general administration to encourage the improvement of health in Carriacou or the state for that matter.
But you sound as if you're saying it is mandated by law, is it?
No, God, I say, well, if you find that sound too strong, we'll get back with you. Stand corrected.
Yes. Okay.
Stand corrected. In other words, people who were in power at the time said, if you do this, we'll give you duty-free concession. So we did it.
Okay,
We didn't smuggle anything.
fine. Okay.
All right?
But don't give the impression.
Right.
Because I was thinking that
stand
wait a minute.
corrected.
I was thinking if it
I'm
was
not the Pope, you know.
if it was
Stand corrected.
I was thinking that if it were mandated by law, I can start doing something and I can get those concessions too from government because it's mandated by law.
You probably didn't do enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Leo,
Good. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you chipped in, you know, and to get your 2 cents, as you sometimes say in there, to let people know exactly what's going on, you know. So
Yes.
yeah, all right. Well, thank.
All right. To be continued.
To be
But not
continued.
now.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye bye. Yeah. Right.
Yes, again, I want to make a request from you that you invite Scooby back here. I don't hear you.
I responded to that already.
Well, I mean, you can change your mind.
I am saying to you, and I'm going to say it for the final time.
Mm-hmm.
Scooby will not accept an invitation from me coming to the studio. Period. Let us stay right there, and because I know what I'm talking about. Vibes FM. Caller, come in.
Yes, Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
I like that piece with you and Solio. Solio, good morning, sorry. funny. In introducing you when I was speaking this morning, but I like it piece. What you talk about it, the lawn tennis court. You're still waiting for it to come up, but the airport in Petit Martinique. You're still waiting for that one too?
Waiting for another
But
song.
anyhow, Kim,
Yeah.
I'll tell them a gear up easy, but something I'll call you on. A lot of people trying to do more listening on the program because of one individual. I do hope you have somebody new for next week because you ace callers and them who you depend on with a lot of major contribution. Let me get them back because the time is getting close.
We have a long way to go. We have a long way to go.
Huh?
A long way to go.
Yes, I know we have a long way. I know they was thinking it's June, then they was saying July, Now this is around September, October,
They're guessing because you know why they had the bell?
I know
what happened. The pants get so tight the bell can't go in.
Yes.
You can't go in the pocket
I'm
anymore.
really sorry for them, boy.
You can't go in the
Every
pocket
the
now.
same thing in all the meeting,
Uh-huh.
And Kim, I know you just see the pictures and everything. You don't recognize it. I'm sure if you look at the thing once, you don't have to look the rest. Let me say twice to be more correct. Same face,
Yes.
But them people have to do it because they're on a payroll,
Yeah, well definitely.
We don't money work all the time, boy.
Boy, let me tell you something. He just come from someplace. I know where he coming from.
$100 a trip,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, caller.
$100.
Okay.
All right, Kim.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me take another call. Vibes FM. What's up, caller? Come in.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead, yeah.
Is there a physical planning unit based in Caribou?
Yes, you have one now, yes.
Well, something I would like them to look into. I don't know when last year passed down by the stadium going on to Paradise Beach there.
Mm-hmm.
Someone put up a shack with galvanized pieces of galvanized and some pieces of tarpaulin. And this thing is so unsightly on the side of the road that is between the stadium and Paradise Beach.
Mm-hmm.
I think to the right there was a shop there before. So this person just knock up a thing on the side there, and it's so unsightly. So I don't know, family physical planning need to get rid of this kind of shacks, because from one then you would see two, then three, then it become out of control. So
yeah,
that's something that we need to look into.
Mm-hmm.
And also there is these boats that on Abbeville Beach there still. There's two boats down there still. And that has been there for some time now. And it's very unsightly also. And we know we are a tourism area. So I don't know if it's physical planning who is responsible or with authority, the government, but something needs to be done with these boats on the beach there also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And while I'm dealing with the environment.
Right, okay.
Sabazan. There's a lot of beach erosion in Sabazan.
Plenty.
And I know there's a Ministry of Climate Resilience that need to probably go down there and see what's happening, because I understand that you could have tied your donkey on the other side of the road, before.
Yeah.
And now all that is underwater.
Yep.
So some project need to be developed to take care of that today, because for how things going, it seems like the beach might be into Mondo just now.
Well, at the rate at which it's going, because I haven't gone there in quite a number of years, and when I went back there recently, and I realized that the land has been moved in about the beach. I'm talking about the edge of the beach, moved in about almost 60, 70 feet maybe, way inside. Yes, and I say what? Because I used to drive through, and every Sunday I used to just go down there and just lime. I used to, and then it's gone,
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one little boy going and fish down there, there was some manzanite tree way up in the hills.
Right.
And all that is beach now.
That's beach now, yes.
All that gone,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That is something that we need to look into urgently to save the land. They say we 13 square mile. If you 13, I guess we lose a couple.
Because someone a couple of years ago, I remember going down there, and they had dumped a set of tires on the sand, and it's been sitting there for a while. And then you see no tires again,
all that. All that gone. That may be on the water now.
Yes, because when I saw that, I said, well, maybe that may hold back the water, and maybe for a while, but apparently it took over, and that if you dive there now, you might meet rubber. You never know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And six road Maroon was a bumper success last Friday, man. Basically, and lefties all did a wonderful job, man. And BC and the team.
Yeah.
I went up by Mommy Sylvia. The food nice by Mommy Sylvia, man. Good food, and Dela all take about on the team.
Okay.
All did well.
Nice.
And the big drum, man, that big drum was good. Watch, the big drum have songs that have mystical powers.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman. They started to do a particular song. I can't remember. And he said, "This is the one I've been waiting for all night." And he jumped in the ring, and you could see something take that man. The drum stopped, and he was still dancing.
Oh, gosh.
Echo still there?
Yeah, man. Still feeling
that is the best drum I've heard in a long time. It was really, really good, and the participation was good. So kudos to the 6 Road Maroon committee. You all did a very good job, and everybody who was involved in the organizing. All to think about.
Yeah.
And something I'd like to throw out, Kim, for Saturday. The NDC group is having a breakfast in front of the
administrative building, yeah.
Yeah, so you can come and get your breakfast. It starts at 6 in the AM. You have fry and roast bakes, you got coconut bakes, you got salt fish, you got boiled eggs, you got fried chicken, shark farine, ham, fried breadfruit plantain, you got coconut bakes, you got local juices, cocoa tea, coffee, herbal tea, and the list goes on. So let's come out and have a good time.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Okay.
Kim, go ahead.
Yes.
There's still complaints about road sand mining in Mount Pleasant and that's around the area.
Yeah.
Something has to be done about it because it doesn't seem that there's very strict enforcement these days. So.
No, the enforcement still exists, but you see what's going on is that the sand miners are looking closely at those in authority and timing them in a timing. Right? You know what I mean by that? In other words, like, okay, they won't do during the day because they'll be seen. They're during the night.
So the authorities should be out at night.
But no, hold on. You're gonna be out there all night.
But if you're serious about saving the environment, and you say there was something like 70 or 80 feet of erosion, then I think it's important that you be there at night.
Oh yeah, but let me tell you what could take place. They see you there at night. They ain't coming. Yeah, they're not going to be mining sand, and not even that. The next thing in Caracou is there is so many open beaches that if you say you're going in Windward or you say you're going Mount Pleasant, you whatever, they might be down in Sabazan, they might be in Dumfries, there might be some all over the place. We have too many beaches around here.
But I think we should a place where people should realize. I mean, there might be a need for the sand, yeah, but people should realize the danger, the harm is being done to the environment per se, generally speaking.
But
there has to be that kind of awareness and consciousness.
No, there's the consciousness and the awareness there.
So you're telling me that the authorities are incapable of coming up with a solution to the problem of sand mining and controlling? They don't have that.
You know,
let me tell this thing. Hold on. And I listened one time to programs, when it pertains to drugs, right? And drugs coming into the island, right? In Caracou, for instance, we have beach right around Caracou. We have that.
What is it different from sand mining?
No. What do you mean? Is the same process of trying to catch people on beaches? Same process. Same thing. No?
With a boat, you come in and then you can't go out.
Yeah, with a truck, you just go in and you come out too. Same thing. We have too many beaches here. That's one of the problems. And it's difficult to have enough people to man these beaches day and night.
So all you have to do is set an example. One or two people, you set an example.
Of course, you see how much time they go to court and charge them money?
How much are they?
I know of a couple instances when guys tell me that better catch them, and they have to go to court, whatever, and they charge them, and you think they're stopping there, they're going back again.
Maybe if maybe if you lost your truck, I don't think they would go that far. No, but they should. No. Because even the people who sand mine, are being affected, right, in the long run.
One of the things the caller raised a while ago, the last caller there, about the whole issue about the environment, and I really do believe that we have enough examples that we should understand. We need to protect and look after our environment. Thibault Cemetery is a classic example. There are tombstones floating in the water.
Floating in the water?
Yeah.
Joking, making some of them way out in.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that to show that the sea came in and is destroying a cemetery, whole cemetery.
Right.
Don't we understand that the value and importance of and the meaning of cemeteries? Now we're celebrating Maroon. Past. Yeah, I mean, aren't we concerned that a cemetery is like a sacred place where that should be protected? No. We just leave things to go. Now, if we're going to try to reclaim or recover Thibault Cemetery, what do you think will happen? How would it happen? Because I mean, I say it's floating in the water, but of course I know it's way inside.
I can tell, man, way inside. I've been there.
So if we're concerned about the environment, because these things make a lot of difference, we have to step up, man. Stop this sand mining. Be conscious. Be aware. That is while I'm satisfied myself, the land and the ecosystem is being destroyed. So I'm saying, while we're calling on others to man that kind of activity, we ourselves must take some responsibility for those things that we see happening. Yeah?
Yes. Not only that, but when the salt sand in the buildings, what happens? They crack up. The foundations go quickly. So ultimately, everyone loses.
Well, this has been going on for years and years and years and
decades.
Years.
Yeah.
Decades and decades.
Decades
and nobody worries about the salt in the sand, because you're supposed to have it sitting there for a while to drain out and to make sure that you get rid of as much of the salt as possible. But nobody pays attention to that.
If you go around, Garg, when you see the number of houses and foundations that are cracking,
it is because it's salt.
It could be, or it could be foundation as well wasn't properly done. So you never know. But I'm just saying, we don't have these people now who are conscious and patriotic and want to make sure the country, states. Yeah, no, we don't have them. We don't have them. He's making $1.
The bottom line is
that is the problem. You see, it's
and I'm saying too, with the cost of sand right now, that is an issue.
It pushes the need for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when you have to go, I was buying sand the last time, right? And I think it was I paid about $700 there, but for 3 years of sand, something like that. I don't even remember the call. But I know when the truck driver came, he cost me almost $1,000 for a load of sand. One load of sand.
How many cubic yards? About 4 or 3?
I think it's either 3 or 4, whatever. But the cost of the sand was about. I think the sand itself was about 700 plus the truck, somewhere around there. Anyway, I stand to be corrected. But I'm just saying, with that kind of expense too. Come on.
But you would not have opted for salt sand, would you?
If I could have get it?
No. Yes.
Why not?
So you would have opted for a material that would essentially damage in the long run your building.
Well, if it does, it come to that, so what? I wouldn't be around.
So the attitude is me and the devil with everybody else.
No.
This is what you're saying.
No, what's saying
I wouldn't be around.
The cost.
You sound like Keith Mitchell.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me see if I could find Keith Mitchell on this. No, but you said something like him. Let me see if I sound like him.
I won't be around, but he won't be around. And you're criticizing something that,
Let me
you're saying the same thing you criticized him for.
Yes.
You criticized him for saying he wouldn't be around.
Right.
Now you're saying you will be around. You're just the same.
No,
you're no different. As a matter of fact, you're worse.
No, I was.
Mm-hmm.
Why I was? That's my personal property, you know.
Yeah.
We talk about country now, you know. Keith Mitchell is country.
Mm-hmm.
My personal property is my personal property. That's it. Whatever I do on my personal property is mine. But what you do on it, whatever you do with public property, is the country.
Watch. You just don't do anything you want
on my property, of course.
There are laws
like
there
what?
are rules and regulations what you can and cannot do
What you could
in
be?
construction of building.
Yeah, in constructing a building, but that's different.
And in a building itself.
Luther.
Okay, if
you don't stretch this thing like that. You don't make no sense. You know better than that.
If a building,
you know better
for
than
example, you think Leo can use his building as a fish market?
If he so desire.
No.
Why not?
No.
He could sell fish if he wants.
No. It is built for a specific
No.
purpose.
He could if he want to turn it into a fish market.
No.
Why can't do it?
And he was given permission to do it for a specific purpose. You cannot use a hospital as a fish market.
The hospital is the country, belongs to the country's property. If I decide right now, Luther, and we're going to hear it right there, to turn this radio station right now into a fish market, who could stop me?
Well, I don't know that you cannot be stopped.
Well, so where's the argument?
Because in the town here,
where's the argument?
In the town here, there are regulations of what can be done and where it should be done.
What? Certain things, maybe. That's all.
So that you just can't come up and say, "Well, I'll make."
Change topic. Let's move. Let's move on. Hey, by the way, hold on. Listen to this. DPM. You know Sanford Simon.
Yes, I know that.
He's running now, eh?
Yeah.
And I have to apologize to the listeners. I'll tell you why. Because a couple of weeks ago, when we broke the story, and I said, I had a chat with him, and then he told me that he indicated to me, I should say, that he wasn't interested, and they were making up stories on him and things like that. And I sort of believed it, and I spoke about it, when somebody brought up the topic. Yeah, I said to them, no, that's not correct, and I have to apologize now because it was in the making, but he didn't want it to get publicized as yet. But now he's officially going to be a candidate in Southeast. Yeah. Under the DPM, Luther.
Southeast, is it?
I think it's not.
He comes up against Telesford.
Where's Telesford?
Southeast.
Southeast, yes. Yeah, that's where
Who's
he's.
going to be a candidate against?
He's good.
No, who is that? Is going to be a candidate in Grenada?
Yeah.
Who is that?
Sanford Simon.
Oh, Stanford Simon. Oh, Stanford Simon.
Stanford Simon,
Okay.
Yeah. You're one of your people.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to be in the Southeast.
Yes.
I just hope he gets the deposit back. What's the guy keep asking you? How much votes you have to have before you could get the deposit?
Oh boy, I'll tell you.
You must look for it.
Yes, I'll give you the exact figure. Yeah, there's
No, it's not nice to lose money. I mean, beside the embarrassment, and to me, the embarrassment is worse than the deposit. But some people look forward to the money that they spend.
I must definitely go and check it out and find out.
Stanford is not looking for any money to spend. So I don't know. They're looking for money.
I didn't say he was looking for money. Yes, yeah.
When you say looking for money that he spent,
most people, if they spend money, look for it back.
Well, he's not most people,
especially with a deposit.
No, see, he's not.
When you make a deposit
with intention, yes.
to get it back. Vibes FM, caller, come in.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I especially enjoy your conversation when it comes to do with more like history that begs for more information as far as the study of anthropology is concerned.
Yes.
I have been looking at some lectures from a gentleman called Sir John Henrik Clark. He did his own research. He's African American, back into Africa before slavery, and what the different tribes, what their culture was like, how they had been influenced by the Arabs even before slavery, and how, for example, the African dress have been influenced by the Arab Muslim. So a woman was saying earlier on that sometimes we have perhaps a wholesale acceptance of what we are told, instead of being open-minded and taking a closer look, in-depth look at what we have been given. And of course, it requires time to look beneath the surface. So sometimes we may put on African dashiki and feel proud because that's the most we can do to touch, maybe base with identify with the motherland, only to realize that some of it has been influenced by the Arabs and not necessarily the blacks, because they came in and did the same like the Europeans did, brought in their own religion on us, So what we may take great pride in may not even be from our own roots. So I understand the Saraka has also been influenced through Sierra Leone by the Arabs. They have something similar. So just to say, in your spare time, and for you and for the listening audience, you can look up that gentleman and you can take in some of his lectures. It may help to point us to other information, other books that we can research into. But thank you. Last week I enjoyed that aspect as well. And continue doing the good works.
Okay.
Take care.
What's the name? What's the name of the person?
Sorry.
The name?
So John Henrik, Henrick, I think. Henrik Clark.
Okay.
You can take your time.
So John Henry Clark. Okay. All right.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your contribution.
Caller, do you wear a jacket and tie? Do you ever wear a jacket and tie?
I have. It's been a long time since I've done that.
I didn't ask you if it's a long time. Do you wear a jacket and tie?
Sometimes I do.
You're not, and when you go out and you dress in a jacket and tie, you're proud of it, right? You're proud of what you look like. I don't hear you answering.
Well, I'm thinking about it, and the more I receive information, I'm being honest with you. More I receive information, I have to be so mature about what has been done to us and how I relate to it, that sometimes I don't feel like how I used to feel before. Know that I know what I know. Sometimes you go along because it is required.
Right.
But I know it was given to us, like the language was given to us. And that's what each, that's what each ruling empire do. Yeah. They bring their language, they bring their culture on you.
Right, yeah.
So at least I do, but I have a greater understanding of where it comes from now.
Okay, so you do your research, and then you do quite a bit of that too, in order to educate yourself.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
Yes, I try.
Okay.
I try.
My point is you're down on the Arabs but you're not on the colonial powers who strangle our minds and our culture and everything. All right.
I didn't get your first part. I'm sorry.
I said my point is that you're coming down on the Arabs because they are imposed their dress upon us. But for centuries we've been here, we've been brainwashed by the British, and everything had to be British, the jacket and ties and everything. But we must be balanced in our view.
No. So I'm sorry. You're assuming I'm not down on them at all. I'm not down on them. I'm just saying, like the woman was asking us to do, to look deeper
Right.
as to what influenced our culture.
Okay.
And I learned that we have been influenced by them as well. So I don't abhor it at all. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because, yes, I don't abhor it at all.
Okay. All right. Okay, caller. Well, thank you so much for your contribution.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Wow. I'm just looking at the time, guys. Just realize,
You're looking at the time?
Yeah, just look at the time.
Well,
and realize.
I don't think we should look at the time. You just live with the time.
I say go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
But not the flow.
Go with the digital. Not go with digital. Go with the digital.
Go with the shell.
But it's always interesting to have discussions, and that's where you learn a lot, And like I'm saying to you that quite a number of people message me on here, and we are not officially yet, but I mean in our minds we are gearing up for stupid season, and a lot of preparation has been made right now because
we still.
I always have this thing with you. When you say our minds, you can say my mind or somebody else, but you can't talk for me or you can't talk for all Caracons. Our minds. What do you mean by our minds? Who's our?
Who's our?
Yeah.
You want to exclude yourself? Exclude yourself. But I know when I speak, I'm not speaking for me alone. I know I'm speaking for more than just me.
Well, say who you're speaking for.
No, too many names to call, so I won't go into that. Okay.
If you start now, you won't finish.
I won't finish. Okay.
I'm sure.
So
I'm sure you would not finish.
I'm
sure you would not finish.
Too much, because you realize now like I said, stupid season is on, and even some of the questions and answers we given to is stupid. So don't count yourself out. Anyway. Try to do a wrap up, okay? Because it's past 2:00 already, and it's always a pleasure being here, as you guys know, sharing information and giving people a chance to hear their views and concerns. And we'll continue this again another week next week. Yeah.
Well, that is the intention to
and next week
continue.
Maroon Fest too. So.
Yes, well, Maroon Fest is next week.
Yes,
Saturday.
Next week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday. I pity the Speak Out Unfiltered would not be during the Maroon time. As I'm saying that we could have probably, if it was during the Maroon time, we could have probably have a feast as well.
Well, you could always get your food the Friday and.
No, I talk about the same time. I talk about no during this Speak Out time. While we're speaking, we're eating. We will rice and then we'll cook one thing together.
Yeah, listen. Kim can sponsor that because we've been here all the time. He doesn't even give us a glass of water.
Watch, we get the Saraka food on Friday, and then we pretend it's Thursday.
Oh, you want us to live in pretense?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But it was nice to hear Sir Leo's voice. I mean, it was nice. I'm hearing some new, well, not new, but voices we weren't hearing in a while. Our friend from St. Mark.
Oh, yeah, man.
One man. No. Let's call him by his right name.
Mr. Marshall.
Yeah. It sounded nice, like when he speaks. To me, at least, I'm speaking for everybody. Like when he speaks with a sense of
authority
and clarity. So you could understand things. Yeah. So I want to say a special good morning to you, Mr. Marshall, and to take it easy. I mean, we know. I'm sorry you weren't able to be around for our Maroon because I guess you would have had some experience and some knowledge of Maroon. I mean, having been around a long time in that regard. So it was nice to hear, as I said, Sir Leo, and he came in just in time to put some issues on the table, and of course, I think we all are better for it. So, well, all the best, and I wish that we
and Luther, you?
Yeah, I think Leo brought something very valuable to the history of Caracas, at least partially. And maybe if he could get with some of the older heads that he knows, and you've gone through the same kinds of experiences with him, and do something that we could record, not only in speech but in writing, so that the museum, we can leave some of that in the museum, so that in the future our children can look back and see what Karakou really was, and who made the important decisions that made Karakou what it is.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and not the views of this radio station. And that will just wrap up our program for today right here on Vibes FM. We want to thank you so much for your participation, those of you. And to remind you again that the program every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here on Vibes FM. In the meantime, you just enjoy the rest of your day.